Night. My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching ABL Live. This Wednesday, December the 4th, 2018. The year's been flying by. I mean, just flying. Less than 1 year from now, we'll have President Donald Trump get reelected. Y'all ready for that? I'm not sure if Andrew Yang is ready for it. If you guys saw the video I put on my Instagram with this guy, I'm not sure what these guys want on his mind, but he's not all the way there, in my humble opinion. Kamala Harris, of course, will not be there as a presidential hopeful, the nominee, or anything like that, since he has dropped out. People are complaining since Yang Gang is not going to be in the debate as of right now. Kamala Harris dropped out. Cory Booker won't be in the debate as of right now. Kamala Harris, same thing. Deval Patrick, same thing. They're saying that, hey, the debate is going to be too white. It's going to be all white faces on stage. But didn't I predict this? Didn't I say that it would be the old white men that dominate the running? Wasn't it like that from the beginning? Did you really think, honestly, did you really think that a person like Andrew Yang had a chance, a snowball's chance? How about Tulsi Gabbard? How about Kamala Harris, Cory Booker, and this new guy, Deval Patrick? It's hilarious how Michael Bloomberg can come into the race late and wrong and poll just as high or higher than Kamala Harris, who's been out there grinding in the mud for years to try and become the president. Oh, I'm not a billionaire. Doesn't really matter because other non-billionaires are doing better than you. But we'll talk about all those things and quite a bit more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. Excuse me. Thank you for joining. I definitely appreciate you. So, yeah, Kamala Harris, not going to be there. Not going to be in contention coming up here in 2020 or anymore, I should say, in the primary season. It was easy to see coming. Cory Booker's going to be next. Oh, they're black and don't nobody care. Kamala Harris doesn't even believe that she is black. It was her campaign had no juice, no spark, no niche, no shtick, no nothing. Yang Gang is there because he has a UBI. That's his little angle. Tom Steyer has money, and he's a climate change patron saint of the people that are running. Tulsi Gabbard is halfway tried for a politician. She looks like she's a decent looking politician. I put it to you like that. People are saying she's hot. If you were to see her in the grocery store, you probably wouldn't look twice, but I digress. The point is that she looks better than, I would say, Maxine Waters, and she is anti-war. So she is seen as non-establishment. That gives her a little edge. And then who else? Oh, Bernie Sanders is Santa Claus. I mean, literally looks like Santa Claus, just a slimmer version of him, and wants to give you everything. How are we going to pay for it? Who cares? $40 trillion in healthcare. We'll find that money some kind of way. Although the GDP of planet Earth is only 90 trillion, they want to spend 40 trillion on healthcare. The GDP of the world is 90 trillion a year, but they want to spend 40 trillion on healthcare. Does it make any sense? No, it doesn't. Pocahontas, right in there with Bernie Sanders, they're basically freaking frat, 1A, 1B. You understand? So that's their whole thing. I'll give you whatever you want. I don't care how I'm going to pay for it. I'll rob from Paul to pay Paul. You did what I'm saying? And Joe Biden, of course, was he was the vice president to Barack Obama for 8 years. And who else do we have? Amy Klobuchar. I have no idea how she's still there. I don't know what her shtick is, what her angle is. I don't really know. She doesn't have anything that makes her stand out. Oh, yeah, she had the ex-boyfriends. That's right. And she was doing some inappropriate things to get payments from them. But in all seriousness, I don't know how she's still there. I don't really get it. Because like I said, everybody has their own little shtick, their own little thing that they have, their claim to fame. What does Amy Klobuchar have? Nothing really. I predict that Amy Klobuchar will be next to drop out along with Cory Booker. I'm not sure who's going to be first. Tulsi Gabbard will drop out. Tulsi Gabbard may try to run third party. Maybe. Because she feels like she's been, either she's going to do like Bernie Sanders and just, put a tail between her legs and support whoever the Democratic Party comes out with, or she'll run third party. or she'll just kind of go back to being a House rep in Hawaii. But I think what she'll probably do is try to run a third party. She may look into it, put a couple little feelers out there to see how the landscape is looking, and if it looks promising, she may go ahead and do that. But now you steal from Paul to pay Paul, because you stealing from me to pay me. You understand? Like, you're not stealing from someone, you're stealing from me to pay me. You're making my taxes go up to pay me back money. Oh, I'll give you free healthcare, ABL, but guess what? I need more of your own money to pay for your own healthcare. What? How that make sense? But anyway, Cory Booker's still in. That's right, Vlad. He's still there. I don't know how. I mean, he's not going to be in the debate coming up. And we got to talk about that. That is hilarious. They're mad. The Democrats are mad. Posting disavow videos on Twitter. I hate the Democratic Party. I'm going to vote independent. It's like, wait a minute. Hold on. The party that you know is a party that you know. The Democratic Party has not changed. This is pretty much what it is. I mean, Barack Obama came out of nowhere in 2008. If it wasn't for Barack Obama, you would have Hillary Clinton or somebody else, like the machine. He just kind of came out of nowhere. Okay. And the last election cycle, all you had was Bernie and Hillary, and they had the guy, what's his name? The former, governor of Maryland and also Baltimore mayor, Mark something. I forget his name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Another white guy, a younger white guy. He had like his shirt off and stuff. He was weird. But anyway, everybody knew that it was going to be between Bernie and Hillary. They had no so-called minority candidates at all. They weren't even trying to act like it's a real thing. They put on a total charade because it was going to be Hillary Clinton regardless of what. And then when they got to be neck and neck between Hillary and Bernie, which was dumb. Like, why would you just put two people out there, have a full deck? Why just put two people out there? When you do something like that, all that ends up happening is, if they're both very popular, to split the vote. Half more people. The Democratic Party are dumb. But anyway, when that was going on in 2016, you having all these tiebreakers just miraculously glowing in Hillary Clinton's favor. 6 coin tosses in the row that went for Hillary Clinton. It's like, all right, come on, what are we doing here? Everybody knew that it was about to be Hillary Clinton, but it didn't work out. And now they got every clown in the clown car you could possibly imagine, and it's still going to be the same kind of situation. The establishment Democrats who've been there forever. People are mad. These people on Twitter, a lot of black folks on Twitter are mad, talking about, Kamala Harris, she should be there. She deserves it. Well, hey, if you want Kamala Harris to be in the debate, then it's all on you. The debate criteria are as follows. You got to have two things. Both. You can't have one of two. You got to have two. The first thing is either or. You can have at least 4% in 4 approved polls, or you can be in the top 6 in the early primary states like Iowa and I think New Hampshire or Vermont. Either one of those. That's number one. Number two, you got to have at least 200,000 individual donors. So, I mean, all you got to do is show up. If they call you and say, hey, who do you want to be the president? Say who you want. Try to vote. Do whatever you can. Give her some money. Do something. If you don't have your particular candidate on stage, whose fault is that? It's not my fault. I'm not voting for Kamala Harris. I'm not going to give money to Kamala Harris. She's like, hey, I don't have any money. I can't run the campaign. You can give money. And then she tried to say, I'm not a billionaire. I can't run my own campaign. Tom Steyer, I think, is a billionaire, and so is my man Mike Bloomberg. But Pocahontas is not. Bernie is not. Amy Klobuchar is not. Gang Gang is not. Tulsi Gabbard is not. Cory Booker is not. And they're still in the race. So, I mean, just figure out a way to make it work. It's her fault, and also those that support her who were upset fault, because they're not doing enough to really pound the pavement. It is what it is. Oh, yeah, the Spanglish, Cantera, the Spanglish was hilarious. That whole thing, that was super cringe from the beginning. I almost forgot about that because, at the very beginning when they were starting to do the debates, There was a whole lot of Spanglish going on. Were they in Miami or something? I don't know where they were, but that was super cringe. Beto and them, it was crazy. Then you got Jose Diaz-Balart, speaking fully in Spanish the whole time. It's like, all right, man, okay, I get it. I understand you speak Spanish, whatever you bilingual or multilingual, that's fine. But look, man, we're United States. English is the language. If you could speak Spanish, then good for you. If you could speak Mandarin Chinese, if you could speak whatever kind of language you got, you could speak Estonian, Russian, Ukrainian, some random African dialect, that's fine. But at the end of the day, the language of the USA is English. Speak English. Simple. And there was no point to even speaking Spanish because it was simulcast on Telemundo. They're going to do live translations. It was silly. But hey, that's just kind of where we at nowadays. The pandering didn't even work. It wasn't even no point in doing it because at the end of the day, the establishment people have risen. Pocahontas, Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden. The only one that has kind of a chance to kind of break in is Buttigieg, but he won't survive. Buttigieg is polling at 0% with African Americans. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. And people on CNN, they're like, oh, we don't know why you're so low in the black vote. It's not hard to tell. The black community are not down with the LGBT stuff as much as the so-called progressives think that we are. In LA or in California somewhere, it was a vote for same-sex marriage that came up, and black folks voted it down. Black folks voted against it. We're so surprised. Why are you surprised? Because we're a so-called minority. We got to support the other minority. What if we don't like them? What if we don't like them? Just because we are not white doesn't mean that anybody that is not white and fits, or let me rephrase, just because we're not white, do we have to align ourselves with any other group that aren't straight and white? It's stupid. So to put a cap on that, I don't think that he has a chance. Not at all. It's going to be the establishment, like I said from the very beginning. It is what it is. All right, but we got quite a few things going on. Let me go ahead and try to share this out to a few people. I almost forgot about that. And thank y'all for joining. I definitely appreciate you. Please share the video, like the video, do all that good stuff. What else we got here? Oh, have you guys seen the clips and stuff with Donald Trump at NATO over in London? And you got, what's the man's name? Trudeau trying to talk crazy about him. Saying, oh, he always takes a long pressure, all this, that, and the third. My thing is this. I mean, just say how you feel. Say it with your chest. Don't try to be like, sneaky with it. Just say how you feel. That's what I think should happen, But people don't always do things that way. And it's funny how the media will say, oh, Trump is abrasive, he's mean, he's this, that, and the third. When it comes down to how he speaks about people directly to their face, like they'll say that Trump is mean for saying that Trudeau is two-faced. But he's honest. He's just not going to be off in the corner gossiping. If you ask him a question, he'll give you an answer and he'll be honest. The media will say he's wrong and he's abusive, he's abrasive and all this and that and the third. But then when it comes to Trudeau, speaking behind his back, they don't say anything about that. They don't call that cowardice, which is what it is. It is what it is. But I put a meme up. I said that Trudeau is not two-faced. Trump is incorrect about him being two-faced. He has at least four faces because Trudeau is the guy that likes to cosplay. He'll put on whatever kind of mask, makeup, blackface. What do they call it? They try to call it skin. They try to call it brown face. I was like, no, sir, it's not brown face. You have on blackface. So it's not two faces. You got at least four and more. 5, 6, including his regular face, then blackface, then all these right here. He'll put on whatever face is convenient. He likes to just play dress up. And I don't know about you, but I'm not necessarily interested in the president or a prime minister, leader of my nation, be playing dress up. Put on a suit, sir. You have a country to run, and you got to go before the world stage. I don't need you putting on a feather headdress and makeup and stuff like that. It is what it is. If you want to do that once you leave the office, then go for it. That's fine. But right now, man, look, man, we got the economy to worry about. We got the wall to worry about. I don't need all this stuff right here. And speaking of weird things that prime ministers, presidents, presidential hopefuls do, did you guys see Andrew Yang? Now, look, this is just weird. I ain't gonna say too much more. I'm gonna just let you guys see it right now.
That's right. As a full-service presidential candidate. Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, look at this. We know the office in style. No office opening is complete.
Who's next?
Look, and his man is like, okay, you see the guy right here. He's like, look, man, this is going to look crazy on social media. You can't be doing this. Come on, let's go ahead and stop. You're going to put this cream in everybody's mouth in the room, and you're going to get memed. So shout out to this guy right here for trying to have his back. But it's kind of like a little bit too little too late, because the meme has already been made from the very first frame in the video. Right when the dude stuck down on his knees to get some of that whipped cream, the dude right here should have said, okay, let's not do this because you're going to look ridiculous on social media. And I like how Yang tried to like step in and say, oh, we're just, christening a new spot, is that and the third. He had to put the context in there because he knew this is going in the wrong direction, but he was not brave enough to say, I'm not doing this, get up off the ground. I would have been like, look, man, what are you doing? I would have cussed him out right there. Right there. Like, man, look, we don't got no time for this, man. I'm trying to be the president. This ain't no frat party, man. I'm a grown man. Get up off the ground. How about that? But hey, that's Yang Gang, right? That's Andrew Yang. Was he drunk? I don't think he was drunk. I think he was just, playing around with what they were doing. He was just following along. Like, they probably had done that, like, probably from college, just some frat boy fun in their mind. So they're doing it right there with Andrew Yang, not understanding that this is a guy trying to be the president, leader of the free world. You can't be doing stuff like that. Obama would even never do that. And we know about Obama, but that's a different story. Trump would never. Obama would never. George W. would never. Ronald Reagan would never. Serious people would never do anything like that. If you in college, you 18 or whatever, I'm not saying I would ever do anything like that either. I was never into the college life. So I don't know anything about that. But some guys, they do that. That's just not me. And to be 40-something years old, 44 years old, trying to be the president, that's just ridiculous. I don't know what you're thinking about. A drunken frat boy thing. That's correct. I can't pronounce your name, but you're right about that. So yeah, Andrew Yang, I don't know what's going on with you, boss man, but that might be a wrap for you. And he's polling low. He won't be in the next debate as of right now. I don't know why, because like I said, you got two criteria. Maybe he does not have enough donors, or he's not polling high enough for both. I wouldn't be surprised if it were both, because I don't see him as a guy that has a whole lot of support. It is what it is. He said George W. would. Maybe he would. Just maybe he would. But yeah, shout out to Andrew Yang. It might be a wrap for you, boss. And what else we got going on? We got a few topics on deck for tonight I'm going to get into. Let me just cue it up right quick, and then we can go ahead and get to it. Hold on. Oh, yeah. And speaking of presidential candidates that are not really doing very well, did you guys see your man Joe Biden biting on the fingers? Now, some people try to tell me, oh, it's not really a big deal. Hold on. Matter of fact, if you didn't see that, I think I'm going to go ahead and just roll it for you right now. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see if I can just pull it up right quick. You guys give me 1 second. And again, thank y'all for being here. Definitely appreciate you. Let me pull this up right quick. You can see it.
They cut to the President of the United.
Oh, sorry about that.
They cut to the President of the United.
Okay, so right there, she was like talking and constantly like waving her hand in his face. So he kind of backed up, and then the crowd laughed. And then she continuously does it. and you see what he does next.
United States.
So you saw right there, he like bit her finger kind of playfully. People were saying, "Oh, that's not really that bad, ABL. That's not really that bad." But then look at the picture. Now, if you are a guy that is trying to fight off this whole thing about not really being all the way there mentally, losing your cognitive functions, this picture right here does not help you fight that viewpoint of yourself at all. You look ridiculous. And again, you're going to be nothing but meme fodder. This is the front runner in the Democratic Party right here. This guy. Like I said, you would never see Trump do anything like this. Plan or no plan. If you are just a regular person, non-serious or something like that, okay, no big deal. But you're trying to be the president, you can't be doing stuff like that. These people have PR people. Like if you have a PR person or a PR team on staff to deal with your image publicly, like if you go speak before the whole world, and you got a whole team of people that say, okay, Joe, we're going to say this, we're going to say this, and we're going to say that. If you have all of that going on, they're also telling you, hey, man, when you go out on stage, put this hat on with the Iowa, outline on it. Put this outfit on, dress a certain kind of way. Your wife got to put this big white scarf on looking like a bed sheet, all this, that, and the third. Do your hair a certain kind of way? These things are very well ordered. You ain't going to just go out there and just say whatever you want. That's not how these things operate. Not with millions of dollars on the line, the leadership of the world on the line. It just don't happen like that. So you just look ridiculous. And then, of course, you have the memes. So you just meme fodder. It is what it is. But hey, that's Joe for you. And like I said, if you're trying to fight back against this image of not really being all the way there mentally, that's not a good way to go about it, right? All we're going to do is say, hey, that's just more of him not really having all the marbles all the way in the brain. The screws are kind of loose, don't really understand what's going on. That's going to be what happens. It is what it is. But hey, oh yeah, and then the whole thing about the story, thank you, rapper 10,000 for that. The story you told when he was in Wilmington, Delaware. I think this was an extension of the Corn Pop story. I think he had on the same clothes from the Corn. Remember the whole thing about Corn Pop? Oh, it was a bad dude back in the 70s. His name was Corn Pop. He almost got beat up with a chain. Is that in the third? Remember that story? I think during that same period of time, in that same day, he was talking about how the kids would come up on him and rub his legs. And, it's like, what are you talking about? Kids sitting in your lap, rubbing your legs, and roaches. Just randomly said roaches for no reason. He went from talking about kids rubbing his leg hair to roaches, like in the same sentence. It's like, what's going on with you, man? But hey, that's Joe Biden. That is your presidential candidate, the top dog running. Pocahontas, I think, was a top person, but she kind of just got really quiet. I don't understand. She did not strike while the iron was hot. She had quite a few mishaps. When I say mishaps, I mean bold-faced lies she told on the campaign trail. Maybe that is what contributed to her not really doing as well, not speaking as much. I can't really call it, but it is what it is. Yeah, Hairy Leg Joe, exactly. The pool comments, the finger biting, the creepiness, hair sniffing. That's going to be your top dog. Imagine him on a debate stage with Donald Trump, just Trump and Joe Biden. Man, it'd be like putting just a random person in the street in the ring with Mike Tyson in 1987. I mean, that should be illegal, man, for real. That shouldn't even really be. At that point, just throw in a towel and say, you know what, I'm not equipped to do this. I can't do it. Let somebody else come in here and run. Let Hunter come in here with the crack pipe and run in my place because I'm not going to be able to do it. That's what should happen in this particular case. I saw the cartoon. The cartoon was crazy. That cartoon was ridiculous. But hey, that's what Joe Biden has done to himself. It is what it is. Yeah, Joe Biden is a nut, but that's your main person leading the charge in the Democratic Party. And I can't wait for the debates, the next one in December. Because like I said, people were so triggered. People were so upset that it's going to be all white. It's like, hey, this is your Democratic Party. Anybody could have seen this coming. You don't really have anybody to replace Barack Obama. And that's what they want. They want the next Obama. That's why I think Obama was trying to get Deval Patrick to run, because in many ways, Deval Patrick is a mirror image of Barack Obama. They're not the same person, obviously, but they have many of the same qualities. So to your average person out there, he may be enough of a replacement, but he did not get enough energy going into the process to really start a true campaign. You know, I heard him announce that he was going to run. I've not heard from him since. No commercials, no public appearances, no nothing. He won't be at the debate. I'm not sure what he's doing on his ground game. I've not seen any ads from him or anything like that. Of course, Obama's not going to be out there talking with him or anything, because his whole thing is, I'm not going to endorse anybody until the primary, which is a cop-out, because, or until after the primary and you get the nominee. It's a cop-out because he knows he should endorse Joe Biden, the former VP. But since his friend got in there, that lets me know that he won't be endorsing Joe Biden, or if he does, he'll be reluctant to do so. He wants to endorse his friend or a person not named Joe Biden, because he knows that Joe Biden is going to be a total embarrassment. But if he makes it, then he'll have no choice but to endorse him. Although I think he won't really be out there as much. It'll be an excuse talking about, oh, my kids in school, this, that, and the third. Yeah, right. You just don't want to be endorsing that man. If it were Deval Patrick, you'd be on every stop on the campaign trail. Let's just be 1,000% honest. Let me see. Mike A says Joe Biden is the most relatable. The left has cracked up, lost their mind. I'm right there with you, man. Joe Biden talking about phonographs. It's like, really, Joe? What are we talking about here? The rapper 10,000 says the real educated black voters are getting their own way because they see right through the lesbian. Yes, exactly. 100%. Let me see. NKM says Obama was the first and last black president America will ever see. I mean, it could happen. I mean, you may see another black president, but not a liberal. Definitely not anytime soon. Not at all. Not at all. Yeah, I was thinking that Complete Control, who says Trump is the first black president, Obama is the white version of Bush. I was thinking that Trump is the first black president. You know, orange is close enough to black, so that'll work. If Kamala Harris can be considered black by having slightly tan skin, then Trump can be considered black by having orange skin. How about that? Trump is more of a person of color than Kamala Harris. It is what it is. Hunter is too busy getting geeked up to be worried about what's going on with court and stuff like that. He ain't trying to hit no dates. He hitting that pipe right now, looking at us, just saying, hey, man, I'm not going nowhere. It is what it is. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy who's considered black and who's not. My thing is with Kamala Harris, she wasn't even considered black by her own word. She was, what was that? Indian, red dot, like East Indian. When she was introduced in 2017 to the Senate, she was an Indian American, the first Indian American, or one of the first Indian American senators. Now she's black because she was trying to become the president. So I wonder what she's going to do now. Is she going to go back to being Indian American in California or what? I want to know. Let me see. Pocahontas. That whole thing with the DNA test was crazy. I was like, really? 1 in 124th? And then they were trying to say, well, the DNA test proves I'm Indian. It's like, what? 1 in 124th? Native American? Like, that whole one drop rule is getting out of control. So, okay, if I have one drop of white, am I white? I mean, the one drop rule was a Jim Crow law to enforce segregation. It was not a thing that's meant to be looked at as a real thing. Okay, like you can't say, oh yeah, my great granddaddy was 25% black, therefore I'm black. That's not how that works. It is what it is. Ben Carson could win, yes. I like Ben Carson a lot. I was a Ben Carson guy before Trump really just took over the whole situation and rose to prominence. Absolutely. But what else we got going on here? Oh yeah, and the next debate will be in LA on December the 19th. What I want to see from these debates are real people that come from LA giving some questions. Remember they had that town hall? It might have been some candidates there. They had a presidential town hall in LA, and you had some, it was the LGBT thing on CNN, and you had some ladies get on stage, take the mic from people. It was a mad house. I want to see that. Give me some Jerry Springer action. I don't want to see these same old questions, the things we already heard over and over again. Give me something new. How about that? Give me something that I can really sink my teeth into and enjoy and really get a view of how these individuals are. That's what I want to see. Don't give me the same old thing that I've been seeing for months and months and years. It's just not really exciting. I'll be ready to pull up a pillow and go to bed live on stream because it's like I'm not getting anything new here. They keep having these debates. It's not really needed, honestly, because what are you going to say? You can have less debates on their side. They're not going to say anything new because they keep getting asked the same questions. If you keep getting asked the same questions, how are you going to answer it any differently? I guess all they can really do is talk about current events, what they would do with certain situations. The impeachment sham, they can talk about that. But that's pretty much it. What else are they really going to say? I think last election cycle 2016, the debates were just so entertaining. It was so much information being put out there, a lot of dynamic characters, great people, a solid lineup of people. Now you got guys like Joe Biden, doesn't know where he is, who he is. People out there giving unrealistic promises like Bernie Sanders and Pocahontas, and it's not really a good field of people to choose from. It is what it is. All right. Oh, it's supposed to go and be at a town hall tomorrow? That's interesting. I got to see that. Or some of it because I can't really take Pelosi too much. But let me get the super chats here. Thank it to my man Omar Adams who says no malarkey. That's right, no malarkey. Shout out to Stacey for the emoji super chat. I definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Harshit Tawari who says we Indians going to vote GOP. Democrats are Pakistan allies. See, you're getting into something deep right there. Thank you for your donation, though. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Cantero Bello who says, have you heard the new gospel album released by Kanye West? Lots of shots fired, authentic, fake, ploy. Did he finally have enough? I heard that album, not a fan. I like what Kanye is trying to do with his life, trying to be more positive and get his wife to cover up and not be so raunchy. I like what he's trying to do personally, but his music is garbage now. It is what it is. He had better music before all of this, whatever he's going through. And it was not all secular music. He had Jesus Walks. That was much better. Jesus Walks is better than anything he's put out in the past 5 years, period. But him as a person, I like where he's trying to go with himself as far as being more religious and more, just a better individual. I appreciate what he's trying to do with himself. But the music, garbage. Thank you for your donation. Shout out to my man G. Carjallo who says, so glad to be here. So glad to be here. I could be anywhere. This is where I want to be. Hey, man, thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you as always, man. Thank you to Will Redding who says, gang yanged. Talk about that clip from earlier. That man was a total nut. I don't know what he was thinking in his mind. Shout out to his handler, campaign manager, whatever. He said, hey, stop doing that. You don't look too right. But by that time, the damage had been done. Thank you for your donation. Shout out to Libertarian MSP Trucker who says opinions on House bill for marijuana. I've not seen that bill, so I can't really formulate an opinion on it. I need to look into it. Thank you for your donation. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you to Bucarlet Buffalo who says ABL, the hearings are pure propaganda for the Democrats. Gates and Jordan did great as usual. I saw some of Matt Gates' testimony or his talk. That was pretty good. I did not see Jim Jordan, but I take your word for it. He always does a great job at these hearings. But at a certain point, these hearings just become unnecessary, in my humble opinion. Thank you for your donation. Shout out to Cantero Bello who says, finally not late. Love this channel. Well, thank you for joining and your super chat. I most certainly appreciate you. Yes, indeed. But Kamala Harris, no chance. Who's going to be next to drop out? What's your opinion in the chat? I think that it's going to be Cory Booker. He has no chance of being able to be the guy. His campaign is not, there's no traction there. It's not really going to be anything that can survive. So I think that he'll be next, 1,000%. And after him, it would be Amy Klobuchar. Then, of course, Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard. They'll all fall until Joe Biden, Pocahontas, and Bernie Sanders are left. Maybe Buttigieg might be in there. He might be in the top 4, maybe the top 3. It's possible he could overtake Pocahontas, but that's going to be a close call because, again, he does not do very well with the black vote. Is Julian Castro still in the race? I didn't even know he was still in. No, he's not in the race anymore, is he? Hold on. Wait a minute. Is he in the race? I guess he is. Wow. I mean, what are we doing? Why still be in the race? I've not seen him in months. What are you doing? Like, how can you still continue to hang on? I don't understand. I had no idea he was still in the race. I guess he is still in the race. No clue. Like, he should have dropped out when Beto dropped out. Beto, I think, was doing better than him, and Beto has been long gone. I thought they left together. You know, went back to Texas to try to make it liberal. But see, Bloomberg, I had to get told that Bloomberg is not a serious candidate. He's not really trying to win. He's just trying to run a bunch of negative campaign ads against Trump to bypass the campaign finance law. I think he has to be realistic and understand that he can't win the election. How could he win with, you know, just coming in last minute, not really a popular person, the field being so deep? How could he win? But he can put out millions of dollars in ads and not violate campaign finance law because he's running himself. He can just say, I'm running my campaign this way with my own money. The same thing Trump did back when he started to get the whole ball moving. And that's pretty much what it is there. He's not polling very high. He's polling just as high or higher than Kamala Harris, which is hilarious. You know, Kamala Harris in there been grinding for years and years to try to become the president or to try and get the nomination to try and get to the primary and was unsuccessful. Yeah, Bloomberg, he's trying to just do campaign finance. Tom Steyer, I'm not sure what his angle is. I mean, he can't become the president. He's not electable, in my humble opinion. Who's going to vote for him? Who is he? He has no name recognition. He's not really been out here doing a bunch of talks or nothing like that. He's just a guy that has some money. Bloomberg has more of a chance than Tom Steyer because Bloomberg is somewhat known to some people, maybe at least in the Northeast, in New York City. They know who he is. New York State, maybe like Connecticut and whatnot. Pennsylvania, possibly Jersey. But beyond that, he's not very well known. Tom Steyer is not known at all. I still don't know who he is. If you were to ask me, hey, who is Tom Steyer? He's a billionaire. Where's he from? I don't know. What's his background? I don't know. Is he a first-time politician? I don't know. I don't know anything about him. He's a billionaire trying to become the president is all I know. And that he's a big supporter of climate change. He is the patron saint of climate change for the purpose of these debates. When you can't have Greta Thunberg, when you can't have Al Gore, he basically stands in for them. That's pretty much how that works. It is what it is. Let me see. What else we got here? Thank you for joining. Definitely appreciate you. Please like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Let's see. What else? There are some on mine I want to talk about. I forgot. Hold on. I'm going to try to find it right quick in my new videos here. Let's check it out. And, Lisa Page talking about she's the victim. Now, you guys know who that is. Lisa Page was an FBI attorney. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. But she was at the FBI while Peter Strzok was there, and they had an affair. Lisa Page is married, not to Peter Strzok. Peter Strzok, same thing, married not to Lisa Page. They had an affair. Now, during the IG investigation of the FBI into this whole thing with Russia and whatnot, a bunch of their text messages were revealed. In those text messages, thousands of them, they're talking about how much they hate Trump, being a never Trumper. They talk about things like, what did they say? They were talking about an insurance policy on Trump in case Hillary does not win. I mean, it was all kind of things that were just anti-Trump. And the problem is you have FBI employees talking about this. Peter Strzok was leading the Hillary Clinton email investigation. So if you got this guy who was clearly biased against the president leading the investigation into his political opponent, shouldn't that raise a red flag? And here you have Bonnie to his Clyde right there with him, engaging in whatever with him. So shouldn't that be kind of a red flag as well? I mean, I suppose so, but maybe not. I can't really call it. But yeah, it's a total mess. She said that she's a victim, talking about Trump speaks about me every time on Twitter. My stomach drops. It's like, hey, that's your fault. Trump speaking about you. If you were not, in the affair with this man that's married, talking about an insurance policy on Trump, then you wouldn't be in this predicament right now. But you are. So whose fault is that? It is what it is. Don't get mad at him. Mad at yourself. Just call it how you see it. So she came out with this article on Daily Beast talking about she's the victim and all this about women. It's like, okay, Lisa Page, if you're worried about women and trying to protect women, what about Peter Strzok's wife? You weren't worried about that when you were gallivanting around town with this man. Okay, you weren't worried about that at all. You're not worried about yourself, really, and respecting yourself as a woman. You're not really worried about women. You're just trying to make this whole thing be a Me Too, a gender situation. It's just stupid. It's not good at all. Exactly, Cantor Bella, victim of her own DMs. That's right. Stop texting and creeping and stuff like that. You won't have no problems. But since you are doing that, then you got to be able to deal with it. Just deal with it. You want to be a big girl, you want to be grown? Okay, you can be grown and have that be that. It is what it is. Is she still married? Wow, hilarious, Ansel. Can I say I'm surprised? No, it's DC. People do stuff like that. 1,000%. Let me see. Now, the thing about Virginia and the whole gun situation is that Virginia's been going down this road for a long time, for years. And the reason is because of Washington, D.C. The bigger government gets, or the more people try to come to D.C. for government jobs, the more liberals you have up there. And these liberals are running the state. 1/3 of Virginia's population lives in Northern Virginia. So you got 1/3 of the whole state is like this big city, metro area with nothing but liberals in it. At least 80 to 90% liberals. And then once you leave D.C. Metro, you have the city areas that have a lot of liberals too. They're not totally leftist dominated, but they got quite a few liberals in it. You got Hampton Road, Virginia Beach, Norfolk, that area. Then you have Richmond. Then you have a little bit of Roanoke as well. So you combine those cities with the behemoth that is Northern Virginia, you have a Democrat-controlled state. That's how it happens. People that lived in Galax and Crew and Emporia and Martinsburg, they pretty much left out to pasture. Bristol, Virginia. A prime example of how Virginia being controlled by Northern Virginia hurts the rest of Virginia, regular everyday people, is that you have a town in Virginia on a Tennessee border, way out far western Virginia, almost Kentucky, called Bristol. Now, it's right on the border, so you have Bristol, Virginia, and Bristol, Tennessee. The Tennessee side of Bristol is perfectly fine. They don't have any kind of financial problems. Everything's all good. But Bristol, Virginia is bankrupt. How did that happen? It's the same city. I mean, it's literally like this. It's side by side. It's one town. How was one part bankrupt and the other one not? It's because policies in Virginia led to that particular city being bankrupt, while Tennessee's policies led to the city thriving. It is what it is. That's how Virginia operates. It operates from D.C. It emanates out. And by the time you get to further parts of Virginia, pretty much left out to dry. That's why West Virginia is created. West Virginia was in that same boat because all the attention was given to D.C. and Tidewater. So they're so far away, they were like, okay, Nobody comes out here. You don't hear our complaints. We got a big mountain range separating us, so nobody comes out here. It's too far away. Let's secede from Virginia and become our own state. I mean, what's the point? We might as well be our own state. We might not be rich like Virginia is, but we can at least take care of our own affairs and worry about what we got to do rather than trying to send somebody all the way to Norfolk or DC to get something done. Okay? It's the same thing going on right now with Virginia. It's really a shame, but it is what it is. Yeah, I've been gone from Virginia. I saw it coming. I saw it coming years ago. Let me see. Thank y'all for being here, though. I definitely appreciate y'all. And what else we have going on? I'm reading some of the comments, you guys. And thank y'all again for joining. Like the video. Get the video a thumbs up. That always helps me out. Shout out to Harshit Tawari, who says, "Now my state ABL, let's crowdfund Sanders' retirement." Hey, Bernie may retire by force, not by choice, because I mean, if you're 78 years old, you had a heart attack. I mean, it's not much you can really do from there. Your health won't necessarily just improve. It is what it is. If you are a younger person, you may be able to recover and live decently, but 78, you can't live forever. That's just the reality of the situation. 100%. All right, I'm reading someone in the chat here. You guys talking about Kanye West. I mean, I don't know. I think Kim Kardashian is just following her husband's lead. She's just being more submissive to him and not so much trying to forge her own path as far as her spirituality is concerned. She's just doing basically what he is telling her to do. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It is what it is. Yeah, but we're going to see what happens to all these people that are getting put up on these charges or, you know, these allegations. You got Ilhan Omar. Who else? AOC got some little things going on. There's a lot of people that have problems. Who else? Rashida Tlaib, campaign finance law. A lot of different things going on. And I think that the squad are getting looked at because your Pelosi's of the world don't like what's really going on with them. Let me see. All right. Oh, pardon me. I'm not tired at all. I just had to quit a weird yawn. Hey, Cory Booker, if he were to come out as gay, I think Cory Booker could be gay, but you never know. This whole thing about Rosario Dawson being his girlfriend, I may have seen her one time and him with a picture. I've not seen her out there in the campaign trail. I don't really see her that much at all. If that's your girlfriend and she's by your side, you're talking about her on television, then why don't you see her anywhere? If he were to come out and be gay, he might have a chance. That's, in my humble opinion, the big part of the reason why Buttigieg is still doing very well is because people are looking at the gay card more than the black card. The Oppression Olympics, it is a card game. The gay card outweighs the black card. The gay card outweighs the black woman card. It is what it is. So here comes Pete Buttigieg slapping that gay card on the ground like he's playing spades. Just bam, gay card. Your black card and your black woman card don't stand a chance. It is what it is. That's the reality of the situation. I don't see what else he has that makes him different or unique. You could say military service, but Tulsi Gabbard has military service and she's a woman and a minority. What separates them? The main thing that separates them is the LGBT situation. That's why he has so much support. It is what it is. Thank you to Jorge Artola for your donation through the super chat emoji. I definitely appreciate you. And you're very welcome. Don't even worry about it. It's all good. Buttigieg is not necessarily doing terrible, depending upon which poll you look at. Now, Cory Booker, on the other hand, if you're asking about him, yes, he is doing terrible. He's not doing very well at all. He will not be in the upcoming debate in LA on the 19th currently because he's not meeting the criteria necessary to be able to get in. So he's not doing very well. It was funny to see what was that? Cory Booker talking about, there's more billionaires and black people on stage at the debate. Well, it's not anybody else's fault but your own in the Democratic Party. You have the power to vote in who you want. And if you don't do that, whose fault is that? It's not our fault. It is what it is. Okay, Fudge World says, heard about Google taking down over 300 Trump ads and also won't give a reason. Now, I saw that whole thing about the Trump ads being taken down on Google, YouTube, and or, whatever. It might have been YouTube, could have been Google, could have been both, whatever it is. Anyway, the interviewer was just terrible. They did not ask the appropriate questions. Okay, if I'm being told by the CEO of YouTube that they took down 300 pro-Trump ads on YouTube, then I have follow-up questions. Okay, how many ads did he successfully publish in total without having them be removed? That's number one. Number two, out of the ads that were removed, how long were they on? What's the average time that they were on the site? Because some can be taken down immediately, like right away, to where nobody sees it, and others could be taken down after some days where everybody's already seen it and it's, served a purpose. So which one is it? And thirdly, how many ads from Democrats were taken down? How many Tulsi Gabbard ads taken down? How many from Kamala Harris taken down? If any. That's what I want to know. Ask some follow-up questions, because I almost did a video on it, but I did not have enough information. I want to know more info so I'll be able to make a determination on whether it was righteous or unrighteous for the ads to be taken down. And let's say Trump had 5,000 ads, and out of that, 300 were taken down. I mean, that's not really that bad. It shouldn't be that number, but it's not really that bad, especially if there was an equivalent number on the left. But that question was never answered, so it was just kind of weird. Give me the full situation rather than just, telling me little bits and pieces. I don't like that. That's what YouTube does, though. They're very vague, and if you don't ask them specific questions, you may never get an answer to what you're trying to. That's another good question, Will Redding. Did they get their money back? Was it a refund if they got their ad removed? That's a great money, because these ads aren't cheap. You can't say, oh, well, you can advertise on YouTube and give me your money for the advertisement, but if I take it down because I feel like it's not appropriate, then you won't get your money back. That's not how it's supposed to work. But it may. You never know. Yeah, Richard Smith, the co-founder of Google and Alphabet, stepped down today. Sergey Brin and the other guy, I forget his name, they stepped down from Alphabet, which is Google's made-up parent company. But I'm not sure if that means they'll be relinquishing their shares of the company. It stepped down from the company. I'm not really sure what their role was. Hold on, let me see. Let me see if I can find it right quick. So Larry Page and Sergey Brin. Okay, let me see if I can find anything. Okay, so Sundar Pichai, hold on. Sundar Pichai will take over. Let me see. Okay, Sundar Pichai, that's the current Google CEO. He'll take over as the CEO of Alphabet. And Larry Page was CEO of Alphabet. Sergey Brin was the president. They'll step down from that. Now, what would they be doing next? They ain't going to just walk away from Google and all that money. That ain't really going to. Okay, it says Page and Brin will remain involved in the company as shareholders. Of course. Of course. So all they're doing right now is just saying, hey, man, we done working. Y'all take over. Y'all can have it. Because really, if you are a CEO, you're just an employee. You can be a CEO while being the owner or the chief shareholder or a large shareholder as an individual. But a lot of CEOs are just hired to lead the company by the shareholders. So basically what's happening here is that Sundar Pichai and Sergey Brin, Sergey Brin and who else? Larry Page, they have stepped down from their employment roles at Alphabet to remain shareholders so they can be on the board and then appoint Sundar Pichai to what they used to do. It's like, okay, we're done working. You do it. There you go. So that's how that works. Yeah, I figured they'd be doing something like that. Okay, now I heard about Hillary Clinton being on Howard Stern. I did see that. And I heard about her coughing fit on Howard Stern as well. I would play it right here, but I know I'm going to get zapped ASAP because Howard Stern is on XM satellite radio, so I know that's not going to work out well for me. I'm going to read this right here from Breitbart. They have the story up, so rather than listening to it, I'll just read it. And you already see, this was a familiar sight last time. I did plenty of videos about that and all kind of crazy head movements and whatnot. Hillary Clinton suffers coughing spell in Howard Stern interview. What kind of cough lasts 6 years? You tell me. Oh, she's an old lady. She's just years. What's going on with your internal situation, Hillary Clinton? Please get it checked out. Tighten up. It's been years. You still coughing? Like, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day, seeing the same thing over and over again. But let's see what she did in this particular video. Fellow presidential candidate Hillary Clinton suffered a lengthy coughing spell Wednesday in an interview with Sirius XM radio talk show host Howard Stern. After discussing 2020 campaign race and difficulties of social media, Clinton started coughing as Stern continued speaking. As she continued coughing, Stern paused and said, I fucking need to give you a cough drop or something. You okay? I got one, Clinton croaked. Stern recalled her coughing was also the subject of speculation during the campaign, leading people to speculate about her health. I was dying, Clinton said in a sarcastic, raspy voice as she kept coughing, joking. I thought I would come on and cough some more. Is she being sarcastic or being dead serious in a sarcastic tone? I can't tell, but we'll move on. The coughing spell lasted about 3 minutes as she continued. At another point in the interview, Clinton struggled again with a coughing fit. You want some water? Stern said. I got some water. Yeah. So if you want to see this right here, it's on Breitbart. Check it out. But you know I can't play it right here because they'll ding it. But minutes, 3 minutes, imagine how long 3 minutes is. That's a very long time to be coughing. And like I said, this has been going on for years now. So if she decides to run, you might as well just have coughing Hillary shirts and all that kind of merchandise made. Go out to a rally and sell those shirts. They're going to sell like hotcakes because she'll be coughing yet again. If you're trying to be the president, you can't be sickly like that. And it's been years. How do you cough for that long? You know, is she with Hunter Biden smoking crack or something? What's really going on? I want to know what's happening with that cough. But hey, that's your Democratic Party for you. Yeah, she was in direct sunlight. Hilarious. But yeah, some water, throat surgery or something would fix that. Christopher W. says, hey, ABL, can you give me a shout out? I'm running this decal shop from home, trying to get some clients. Hey, shout out to you, man. What's the name of your decal shop? Let me know. If I can see it in the chat, I'll shout you out. Alrighty. Do I have everybody? I think I'm good and caught up. Thank you to Steve Watson for upgrading to ABL squad. I appreciate that, boss. 1,000%. Yeah, Hillary Clinton was all over the place. But I want to see Joe Biden on stage. We already saw Hillary Clinton. She already got tore to pieces on stage. I want to see Joe Biden on the debate stage with Donald Trump. Oh, man, it'd be, like I said, it'd be unfair. It'd be like watching somebody just beat into submission by Mike Tyson 1987. You put me in the ring with Mike Tyson 1987. I'm getting all of this right here will be back here. That'll be the equivalent of what will happen if you have Joe Biden enter the race at this particular point in time. Yeah, I remember that. Right on. Hillary had this big chance of winning 98%. What was that? Huffington Post, where they said 98% to Trump's 2%. I'm like, really? For real? The energy was just so much. I knew that she had no real chance. It'd be the same thing again this time because you have the incumbent president with even more support than last time. You already know what it's going to be. Thank you, T-Mac. I've not been on there in a minute. I may go on there occasionally, possibly, but I just been busy. So shout out to my man O'Shea. And shout out to everybody that is on the chat right now. Open the calls up. I know you guys want to go ahead and call in. YouTube purge. I think I'm gonna say this right quick before we get to the calls. The whole thing about YouTube purging it might be overblown. I don't think it's really going to be no purge. It's been these kind of alarm fests that's happened before, apocalypse and stuff like that. But I'm doing much better right now post apocalypse than before it. You just got to adjust. And the thing right now going on with the law they have about the cop of the kids, that's a U.S. law. That's nothing to do with YouTube. So YouTube will try to kind of fight against that to keep their ad revenue. So I don't think it would be the same thing as an apocalypse. And that wasn't even really that bad when you kind of look back on it in retrospect. It is what it is. But let me go ahead and get to the calls. You guys know the drill. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. It is all good. Thank you, Ed Wesley. I appreciate you, man. I try to just stay cool, calm, and collected all the way through. That's just kind of how I operate. Yeah, I'm not worried about any problems with YouTube. I think everything will be fine. Like I said, apocalypse happened. It wasn't really a big deal. And I think it'd be the same thing going on here with this situation. Let me see. Hold on. Let's go ahead and fix that. All right, calling in online. 347. Who am I speaking to?
Joshua.
Joshua, what's happening, man?
Not much. As of lately, I'm still working. I'm still going to donate to Trump every day. Well, every week, actually. And buy my own stuff.
All right. Sounds good to me, man. But what's happening with you? What's on your mind?
These impeachment nuttin' burgers, that's what's on my mind. Well, not, but that's I've been thinking about them. And it all this had to do is they want to impeach Trump since 2017, and it's going to backfire them harder than ever before in actually 11 months from now. And they don't lose the House of Representatives. It might be the guy from Ohio, Jim Jordan or Matt Gaetz as Speaker of the House. Not Skeletor.
Yeah, that definitely could be the case.
Yeah, because nobody wants this. Nobody wants this crap. Middle America doesn't want this. I don't want it. The only people that want this is people in cities. That's all. Because they want it out.
Right. I'm with you.
Like people in cities don't understand that middle America does not have the same mindset as cities. Like cities, they want bigger government, bigger sales tax, bigger taxes, etc. But in rural suburban states like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, another one, Kansas don't want that because they don't want big government in their states. They don't want big a 1984 type of government in their states. And to me, it's going to be the same thing as 2016 all over again, but even more funny and worse at the same time.
I can't wait personally. I want to see Joe Biden get in the ring with Donald Trump and get torn apart. It'd be like putting a lamb into a lion's den. He's just not prepared. Everybody knows
Harry Kids.
Huh?
Harry Kids. Roaches.
Yeah. That was all over the I don't know what's going on in his mind. He was just he's a nut, and it's gonna be more revealed once you get closer to the actual once you get past the primary, and then it's okay, you gotta be the guy that steps up, Joe Biden. It's gonna be a mess.
Right. What is he is doing what is a gift to Trump and for us is that he won't turn out suburban voters. Heck, he probably won't turn out far left voters, even though they probably still will vote. He's not going to turn out anything. The only thing that he's going to turn out is Obama votes because he's a Obama D sucker. That's what he is. He's right.
Be careful now. Come on.
Sorry. But he's riding the coattails of Obama. That's why
there you go. That's better.
Running.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about it is people, that's all I really know him for, like in South Carolina, Joe Biden has like what 40% of the black vote as of right now, 44%, and the reason is
Right.
because he was Obama's vice president for 8 years. That's it. No other reason. He's not
Exactly.
accomplished anything of relevance. So yeah, that's pretty much what that is.
Yeah, he's gonna get destroyed. He will lose Minnesota in 2020, and New Mexico, and New Hampshire, including Maine as well. He's boring.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could be right about that, and I can't wait.
Yeah. And one more thing I want to talk about is how you ever order from like in a Trump store before?
Yes.
Has your order like taking a very long time right now? Because mine it's taking a very long time to get like shipped. I ordered two stuff.
When did you order it?
Stuff. The first order that I ordered was in November the 8th of last month, and the second order was from like I think a couple of weeks ago, which was the
Have you tracked it?
Independence Pack. Huh?
Have you tracked it?
Yeah, and it's still not having shipped yet.
Well, you might want to see if you can call a number or something like that. So that might be an issue. But I've not had those problems before. So just call a number if you can and see what's going on with it. It might just be a mistake.
All right. Anyway, talk to you later. Peace.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right, thank you to my man Joshua for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Let me get to the next call here. And like I said, you guys, the number to call is 434-658-1220. I take all calls, so it was all good. Go ahead and call on in. Let's get her done. 205 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi, is this ABL?
This is it. It says ABL. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, this is Lominique Nag. I guess it's a delay. This is a writing coach on YouTube.
Yeah, there is a delay. So turn your speakers on in the background for me because you can't watch the stream and talk on the phone because it'd be background noise and stuff like that.
Okay, I'm turning it down. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have like a lot to say. You were very patient during that last call.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah, but I appreciate your commentary. So I guess what I have is kind of like a religious question, because I became like a Republican and a conservative, and I guess you would say a newly Trump supporter through fasting and prayer, and God just illuminated things for me. And I just started seeing that the Republican Party lined up more with my Christian values, and that's really what made me change over. And I guess I'm just wondering for you, because I've heard you said you're agnostic, and I'm maybe a little bit ignorant in that area because I'm not exactly sure what that means. But I'm just wondering for people who, if Christianity is not their reason, what is some other Republican reasons, or maybe your personal reason for being conservative?
Okay, that's a good question. Now, to get to the whole thing about agnostic, all that it means is that I am not religious, and I don't think that religion is false. Well, put it to you like this: I don't think that that the concept of spirituality is false. I can't prove if it's true or not. Now, an atheist will come out and say that it's fake. There's nothing. I definitively know that there's no spirituality or anything like that. I just say I don't know. I can't prove it. So basically, I'm just not religious. But I'm not a person that's an atheist who says it's fake. Put it like that. But as far as why I'm conservative, I was raised up conservative socially. My parents from West Virginia, both of them, they grew up in a church, small town. My mom grew up in a small town, 1,000 people in West Virginia. So she's like old school, even though she's not like an old person, not even 60 yet. And I'm 35. So she's kind of got that old school kind of mentality, like my great grandmother from back in the early 1900s. So I'm just a conservative person by nature, because I would see stuff when I was a kid. Like I go to somebody's house and they're cussing around their parents and stuff like that. I was like, how can you do that without getting slapped? Like I couldn't say any curse word. I got to be really on point, kind of militant. My dad was in the military. That's how I was raised up. But politically, I was always told that Democrats are for you, Republicans are racist. But when I got to be older, I just kind of got out on my own and realized what was really going on. Had to get my eyes opened up. I had a few red pill moments where I came into seeing that politically being on the right was the correct way to be. That was right around 2012, and I've been that way ever since. I just put my already solid foundation of being conservative socially with a social political thing, and it just fit together like a glove.
Okay. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, like, all my life I grew up Democrat as well, and been in predominantly black churches, and we're always Democrat. And the more I looked at what the foundation of being a Democrat was and the foundation of what being a Republican was, I was like, this just does not match up. Why are we Democrats?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel the same way. It didn't make any sense once I looked at it from the outside, because I was always told one thing, but then I realized, like, wait a minute, does it make any sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. So I'm right there with you.
Okay, yeah. Well, God bless you, and thank you for doing the live streams that you do and the videos that you do, ABL.
Well, thank you for your call. I definitely appreciate you.
Bye-bye.
All right, shout out to the caller, and thank you all for joining in the chat. But yeah, I think when I was younger, I might have considered myself to be kind of Christian. Like, I grew up, I've been to vacation Bible school. I've read the Bible. A lot of my family are in the church. Like I said before, my cousin is like my aunt because she's like my mother in them age. She's the first lady at a church. My uncle is a preacher. I have a cousin in Ohio that has a church. Grandma on the, in the choir, granddad, usher. So we have like a Southern Baptist root deep in the family. But personally, I have some of that culture, but I just look at things a little bit differently than they do with respect to everyone. But let me get to the next call. All right, caller, who do we have on the line?
Well, if it's not Mr. Anthony Brian Logan, or should I say Mr. Anthony Lion Bogus, this is Brian Stelter of CNN's Reliable Sources, the most trusted name in news. How are you doing?
I'm well, can't complain. How about yourself?
Well, I can complain, and I will. A couple of months ago, a certain imposter came on the show posing as myself. And recently it made it onto a channel of a certain well-known troll who has been chasing me for years. And I'd like to ask, what is the standard of the people that you host on your supposedly reputable news show?
I thought that was you. I mean, that wasn't you on the show. I mean, it's not something just like you, had the same voice, the same kind of inflection in the tone. I thought it was you. That wasn't you that came onto the show that got featured on Brian Stelter. Mark Dice's video about Brian Stelter.
No, I believe that was a certain troll from somewhere in Ohio. Somebody, arrogant like a jaguar or something. So I don't want to get into that. I just like to know. I mean, can you keep your standards up so that I don't have to go and track all of you down?
Hey, I can't really tell who's calling into the show. I mean, you sound just like Brian Stelter when the person called in. So how am I going to know? I don't really know what's going on. I mean, you got people that call into C-SPAN and CNN and are able to prank them. So I'm not immune to that at all.
Look, ABL, look at my picture. Do I look like a clown to you? Can you take it seriously for once? I mean, this is the real Brian Stelter this time. I swear on a whole box collection of Disney movies. By the way, everyone, Disney Plus, great new series. You can see the entire catalog, everyone. And while you're at it, you can also check in and watch some reliable sources every Sunday. So ABL, I don't know what your problem is, but I hope you do better next time, and you make sure that your guests are verifiable and reliable.
Hey, I try to do my best, but I can't control everything that happens on the show. I'm live, I'm answering calls, things are hectic. So, hey, if I get an exact sound alike on the phone, it's not my fault. I'm sorry.
Well, I guess thanks for the apology, if it is an apology. I mean, I guess what else is going on? I know I'm kind of intruding on your show. I don't want to be impolite.
I mean, everything is good over here. I'm just seeing some of the, the people at the impeachment quote unquote hearing, like the lady talking about Barron Trump. And it's like, why would you talk about Barron Trump? We're talking about Donald. Why are you bringing kids into it? People that are still, minors. What's really going on? That's the left for you. And I think that CNN has kind of enabled these people to behave this way. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think you're giving Barron Trump a really nice pass on this, and you ought to hold him more accountable, because I know he happens to be a very scoundrelous child.
What did Barron do? What did Barron do? Did he get the wrong answer on the quiz in school? What happened?
Well, I mean, I guess this is something that I'm revealing from a very reliable source, that a certain person who goes to White House press conferences has, and has spoken to the president before, and has actually published a book very recently and had his press credentials revoked. So one time he was doing his Etch-a-Sketch while waiting for the new press conference, and he'd made a very nice picture of a moose. And when he left it there in order to use the restroom, and then when he got back, the moose looked a little bit more like, I guess you could say, a picture of male anatomy.
Whoa.
Well, I tried to keep it very clean, but we all know there's only one child in the White House who would be willing to do that, or should I say two? It's either Big D or little Barron Trump. So it's either one of those. So let's connect the dots there, ABL. Are you going to let Barron Trump get away with that?
Hey, whatever Barron Trump did, let his parents handle that. I don't think that some random lady should come on there and try to talk crazy about him. Let his parents discipline him and have that be that if he did anything that was wrong, rather than some random person coming in there talking about, oh, his name is Barron, but he's not a Barron. Really random and weird.
I mean, ABL, I think you're being very hard on this law professor. I mean, we've had very, very reputable guests on my show who can vouch for her.
I'm not sure if your show, Brian Stelter on CNN, is an actual reputable show. If anybody were to say, hey, ABL, what's a great source of information? I would not be saying, check out CNN, look at Brian Stelter's show. That would not be the first place to go at all.
Well, I mean, who's on my show that you have a problem with? I mean, I've criticized you. I'm willing to take a little bit of flack myself.
The person on your show that is probably the worst is you, Brian Stelter.
Okay, I'm kind of shocked you didn't say Michael Avenatti. But I guess, thanks for your apology, and I hope that you make it a habit to do a lot of apologies, like our former president, the greatest president in the world, Mr. Obama. And have a great rest of your evening, sir.
All right, now, take care.
Bye-bye.
All right, so yes, that was Brian Stelter, the real Brian Stelter this time. It wasn't a troll or imposter or anybody just trying to put on the Brian Stelter voice. That was him for real, so shout out to him. That show on CNN, it might be going down at the Hindenburg, so, hey, I say don't watch that, but stay right here and watch this show, ABL Live, and if you are enjoying what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. I definitely appreciate that. Also, share the video as well. It does wonders. And please, if you're not subscribed, do so right now. I'd appreciate it. Thank you to my man Yogi Fish for the donation who says ABL 2020, #respect. Thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you for your donation. Shout out to Cantera Bello who says, any thoughts on QAnon's strange forums promising currency grab will make millionaires apparently? I don't know anything about that at all. I don't follow that, so I just don't know. I'm sorry. But thank you for your donation. And shout out to Red Pill 68 for your donation. I appreciate you as well. Let me get to the next call. All right, calling you on the line. 617, who am I speaking to? 617.
Yeah, it's Ivan, man.
All righty, man. What's going on?
What's going on with President Trump, man? Behaving like a bully, man. We all the nation leaders, man. You watch that the conference with the NATO allies, man?
Well, okay. Well, what did he do that you didn't like?
Well, I mean, he called him. He told the president of Germany. Well, he didn't tell in front of her, but he said Germany owes us money. They should pay up more. There's people that are delinquent.
Okay, what's wrong with that? I don't understand.
Well, first of all, I don't think you understand NATO. People are trying to explain to us understand what NATO is. Do you know what NATO is?
Yes, I do know what NATO is.
What is it?
NATO is an alliance of nations that's formed to protect Europe from Russia.
Okay, so do you know what's NATO military commitment?
What about it?
Do you know what it is?
Like, do I know what their commitments are? Is that what you're asking me?
What the commitments are, yeah.
For each nation, no, I don't know that.
Okay, the commitment is that each nation has to spend certain amount of money on their GDP from the gross domestic product to take that military spending towards if it's a situation with like right now we have a situation in with Syria. So each country will share the burner and deal with that, like we did it with in Kuwait, in Iraq, we did it in Afghanistan. That's what NATO is. So he thinks that NATO, that those countries owe money to the United States. That's what he's been saying. He say that they're delinquent to pay who? They're delinquent to pay themselves because they're supposed to rebuild the military up to certain level according to NATO agreement. First. Second, he say that more money has been put into NATO since he became president. That is not true. Actually, Obama signed a deal. I mean, no sign, but pretty much they agree to increase the military spending to 2% by 2024. So that means from now to 2024, more countries are supposed to pour more money.
Okay, all right.
Into
So
NATO, into their according to the GDP.
So you said that Trump said that the countries were delinquent, and you said the same thing. So I don't understand what's the problem.
Well, first of all, you don't say those things in camera because that will cause friction among nations.
I mean, if it's true, then why not? Why not say a thing that is true?
It's not true because it's up to 2024.
So you said, wait a minute, sir. You said that they are delinquent. So are they? Wait. Are they delinquent, sir? Can I finish my question? Can I finish my question? Are the countries delinquent on their payments or not?
No, because they have.
But wait a minute. You said that they were. So which one is it? Are you lying?
They are not.
Are you lying? Are you lying now? Are you lying now, or were you lying before when you said that they are?
Have to meet expectation up to 2% of the GDP by 2024. That means they have after even Trump leave office to reach out the benchmark. That is 2%.
So
right?
Are they paying their 2% right now? Is everyone paying their 2%?
No, because they have to 2024 to
so do they're not paying their full 2% right now. What you're saying is that they got time to be able to make up. But sir, I'm talking. What you're saying right now is that they have time to make up what they have been delinquent on, but they are delinquent. If they have time to make up their payments that they are delinquent on, they are delinquent. It's like, okay, I have a credit card bill, right? And I have up until X amount. Matter of fact, credit card, bad example. Let's say I got a car note, right? I've been given an extension on my due date to pay the note that I'm already behind on. That doesn't mean I'm not behind on it. That means I have more time to pay it.
Okay, let me explain to you. Well, credit card and this situation is totally different. Number two, you don't even if we reach 2024 and they haven't paid, you don't deal with those situations, calling them delinquent, embarrassing in front of other nations, and putting them that says you don't do that. You just don't do that as a leader.
Oh well,
you don't do that.
Who says don't do that?
Number three, they
have who says don't do that?
Don't do what?
Who says don't call people out on camera? Who says don't do that?
It's not a law. But by design, you shouldn't do that.
Who is the grand arbiter of what is appropriate to do in that situation? Is it you? Are you the one saying that? Who says that?
I'm not saying that, but we just don't do. Well, so you will ridicule another leader for another nation in front of camera and then threat them. So when that leader goes to their nation, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think that leader is going to be respected by the people that live in that nation? Apparently not.
Hey, if you want to be respected, pay your money. How about that?
No, but that's not the way you handle that. Like I said,
but you know what? It is where you handle it because check it out. Because all you can do is just pay your money. If you don't want to be embarrassed or whatever, just pay up. Be current. Don't be relying upon others to take care of your load, of your back end. How about that?
That you start watching politics now. So you haven't dealt with when we went to Iraq. It was a big argument. I never saw Bush saying things like that, like this guy.
So what? I'm not a George Bush fan.
So if you like his style, you like Trump's style, then you most like when bigger kids bully smaller kids. You might like that.
We talking about adults.
Well, but adults behave like adults, not like children.
I mean, so wait a minute.
If we're not careful, I'm telling them they're delinquent when they are not delinquent.
They are delinquent. You said they were. Then you changed it.
They are not delinquent because they have up to 2024 to meet the 2% GDP.
We have already established that they just have more time to pay their late bills. That's mean they're still, the bills are still late because you still got to be able to fund NATO. In the meantime, you still got to be able to put money in the pot, and they're not putting the appropriate amount of money in the pot right now. It is what it is.
Not a credit card. That's not a credit card.
It doesn't matter. But how about this though? Move on to your next point, and then I'm gonna get to the next call.
Respectful doesn't know what he's doing. Doesn't understand NATO. So that's that. For the what's going on with the lawyers on the for the impeachment inquiry. I think, and I said it, the Democrats are rushing into this deal too fast without collecting more evidence that the Trump administration is using executive privilege to give to the Intelligence Committee so they could proceed with a more broader and complete full of evidence so they could go and impeach him. So I don't think it's not going to go through. It's not going to move anywhere. And I believe that Trump will win by landslide because of this. They're just making a terrible mistake by doing that.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I agree.
Yeah, I think they're making a mistake. And I said it, look, they should slow down. Even if they don't collect the evidence, they could get Nunes and they could get the lawyer, Giuliani. They could pressure Giuliani, pressure Nunes, and get to Trump. They might not get him in the impeachment, but they will make him lose a lot of seats in the Senate and the House, and then Trump will be locked in. He will win, but he'll be locked in, won't be able to do anything.
What did Nunes do?
Nunes went and spoke to the Poroshenko, that was the prosecutor that got fired because he was corrupt. He went and spoke to him. The two associates that were Giuliani said it, that they have videotapes.
Okay, so hold on. Okay. You said Nunes spoke to him, and then what?
And then, went to spoke to Poroshenko, and then was meeting with the two guys that have been indicted. And he said no. Now he changed. He said yes. He said no before. Like no. I
Okay. So just for time's sake, what did he actually do? What is the crime?
Well, the crime was that apparently, it's not for sure. Apparently, he went and spoke to the prosecutor to find dirt on Biden and Burisma and his son, the connection. That was
it ain't nothing there. It ain't nothing there.
Well, how do you know?
That's nothing, Burger. I mean, that's not an actual crime that you can get locked up for.
Well, they could be removed from office though.
Nah, I don't know. That's gonna be. I mean, hey, I doubt that's going. I doubt you said it's no crime there. It's no crime. It's no real there. But on that note, I gotta get to some more calls. Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you. All right. Shout out to Ivan for the call. Most certainly appreciate it. But yeah, it ain't nothing there. There's no nothing. I mean, I agree with him when he said, "But they just rushing into it and they ain't gonna get nothing, and the Trump's gonna win in a landslide." I mean, everybody know that. They don't have anything. Okay, he didn't go on the trip, Sushi. I didn't think he did. Wow. Yeah, man. Ivan, you got to tighten up with your facts, man. You got to get it together, man. If he didn't go, he didn't go. But let me get to the next call. 651, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 651.
Yes, are you Anthony Brian Logan?
I am speaking. Who am I speaking to?
My name is Ben, and I would just like to say it's such an honor to speak with you, sir.
I thank you for the call. I appreciate it, man. What's on your mind?
So, my father is from the Ukraine, right? We know how corrupt it is. It's a very corrupt place. It's not the best place. Donetsk is in shambles. And I just want to say that, yes, there's been corruption in Ukraine, but that new Zelensky, he's a good guy and he's trying to help. So what I'm wondering is why the Democrats think that it's they're trying to do this all again. They're trying to make another witch hunt. Why do they think they're going to win a second time when they already lost the first one with Mueller? And I've seen that thing. It's just, they failed. What do you think?
I think the whole point here is that they're trying to make Trump look as bad as possible and poison the minds of impressionable Americans. Because, I mean, when you out here talking to people, they think people that don't really understand what's going on, that just happen to be on the left, they think that Trump is really some kind of war criminal that's about to go to jail, just stupid stuff, all because of the Russia probe, which yielded nothing. You know, those of us that watch the news and you understand what's happening, we know what's going on. We know that it's a nothing burger, but regular everyday normies that don't really watch, if this constantly out there and they're hearing stuff like on TV at the workplace, they may get to thinking that Trump is a bad guy. So that's all they really can do to try and help their Democratic presidential hopefuls get any kind of traction in the election, because they don't have anybody. Joe Biden is, barely hanging on by a thread. All the other candidates are pretty weak. Bernie Sanders had a heart attack at 78. They know they really can't win fair and square just by electing people, so they got to just put out dirt and false information about the president and try and make him look bad to try and give their candidates a leg up. That's the only reason why they're still doing it.
Wow. Thank you. And I just want to ask a few more questions, because I'm a kid, I'm in high school, and we watch CNN. I'm in history class, and it's very, how can I put it? They love the CNN. We watch CNN all the time, and that's one thing I've noticed on CNN. They love to stretch the story. And I remember this. Do you like cars? Do you like to drive your cars, right?
Yeah.
So they said, one day we might make driving cars illegal. And I was like, wait a minute, what? But no. If I know one thing about America, we like our cars. And I've noticed this with CNN. They love to stretch the story. They love to make a big deal out of everything. I took a look at CNN, and they were like, oh, my God, he's going to be guilty. Oh, my God, he's a Nazi, this, that. And when you look at Fox, they allow other people that do this kind of stuff, but they're not like CNN. You know what I mean? And another thing I want to know is Trump is a great guy. He can be a loudmouth in New York, and that's how we are. I've been to New York. That's how people are. People love to flip each other off, or they're loud, obnoxious like Trump. Trump can be like that, so can I. But what I want to know is, everything's going so great. Why do the Democrats love to wallow in such self-pity? Because I've noticed one thing about Democrats. They're angry people. And maybe they're angry at themselves for some reason. What do they want with us? What could they possibly want? They're rich. They got all of it. What do they want? What could they possibly need more?
Well,
what else can they destroy? They want to ruin things. They want to destroy the media, destroy Hollywood, do all of this. What else do you want? What do you want?
Oh, they want control. They want total control and domination. They think that their way of living is the appropriate way to live, and what we're doing is wrong. They think that we're racist. It doesn't matter what color we are. They think we're racist. They think that we're sexist. They think that we're all these kind of different things.
But I want to know another thing. It's usually like they think everything's racist, but you know that they were the racist ones. They were the ones that wanted the KKK. They were the ones that wanted the slavery and all that stuff. They were it's like complete 180, I believe.
Well, I'm gonna correct you on that. They're still the racists because they have not changed. It's still the same thing. Like, it just changed the way that they market themselves. They don't have on the hoods and the sheets anymore. It just opened up a Planned Parenthood. It's the same. It's the same. Like, it works even better because I'll give you some numbers, some real numbers. You can look them up. Between the years 1860 and 1960, according to a black college, Tuskegee, only 3,500 blacks were lynched. That's in 100 years. That's 35 blacks per year. But there have been 20 million black babies that have been aborted since 1973. So in about 45 years time, 20 million black babies versus 3,500 lynched in 100 years. I mean, just do the math. They've upgraded the way that they attack the so-called people of color. It's in the more efficient way. And then if you ask them, hey, what's going on with Planned Parenthood is that and the third, they say, well, we don't want kids to be born into poverty because they commit crime. They say because, okay, if you're a black person, you got a higher chance of being born in crime, therefore you're going to be a criminal. So when they say that they're not racist anymore and they've changed, I can't tell. They've just upgraded and become worse.
True. I agree with everything you said. And can I add on to that? The Obama, he black guy, right? But he made things worse for blacks and Latinos. Another thing I've noticed is, why do people follow these people? I know they're brainwashed, but are people that dumb? Because you've seen what happens. Poverty increases, freedom's taken away. Look at China, look at Venezuela, especially Venezuela. Look at the governments in Africa. They're leftist-like governments. I mean, sure, there's Libya, they're anarchists, but you know what I'm talking about? Like, a lot of governments in Libya, they are leftist-like governments. The government controls everything. Look at Angola. Poverty outside the capital city of Luanda, but so beautiful. But the government controls everything. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Why do people think that this is a good idea?
Well, most people don't really understand politics. The average person does not understand politics. They don't really get it. That's why you have leaders, because people at a certain point need to be led. That's just the reality of it. Even me, I mean, I got to read a lot of different things. I got to understand what's going on. I got to educate myself because, I mean, it's not getting taught in school. I mean, are you guys in school learning about this stuff that I talk about online?
No, not even close. You know what we learn about? We learn about, we watch CNN 10 for like 4 times a week, which drives me crazy. We learn about, migration and all that stuff, population. But they do it in a liberal-like way. We don't call them illegal aliens in the textbook. We call them undocumented, unauthorized immigrants.
Wow.
And I'm not kidding you. And we also say things like, they love climate change. They love climate change. They love to talk about climate change. It's their most favorite thing. Okay? Every week, climate change. Global warming. We are at fault here. There was this guy named Hans Rosling, and he was making a lot of sense. And then, boom, he said, this is why we need to do climate change. And I was like, wait, what? Because Hans Rosling was talking about population growth, and then he says, okay, man-made climate change. I was like, wait, what? And not only that, they love to, when we watch CNN 10, they never, ever talk about the good things. They're always talking about something terrible, or just like Donald Trump's impeachment,
right,
or something else. But they didn't mention Kamala Harris dropping out of the race. They want to keep a good image.
Yeah,
Most
of course.
Of the kids in class, they're kind of liberal, well, at least a few Trump supporters, which I have to give my full respect to.
Yeah, I mean, it can be kind of hard to be conservative in that type of environment because, everybody is being kind of indoctrinated. If you didn't have a political leaning one way or the other from home, you go to school, you're learning just like you're learning everything else. You're learning about, reading, writing, arithmetic, and you're learning how to be political as well. So you go to college and it gets worse.
Because I live in Minneapolis, at least in the Minneapolis district, and you know who's there, right? You know who
Somali
lurks. Yeah, I'm fine with Somali people. They're okay. I like them. They are nice people. It's just Ilhan Omar. I cannot stand her.
Yeah, like I know Somalis. I know Somalis in Minnesota, and they're good. People I know are straight cool people.
But I hate Ilhan Omar.
Right.
Okay?
You got the Ilhan Omar. Yeah, you got
and I'm a Jew myself. And
okay.
I hate she's friends with that Rashida Tlaib. the Holocaust gives me a calming feeling. How
Right.
can these people, like, I don't understand. They call themselves not racist. Are people that blind to see that this is a anti-Semitic, American-hating woman who's friends with another anti-Semitic hating woman, friends with another one, with AOC, who has no brain. I have a rabbit, and he could be a better member of Congress than AOC by 1,000%.
Yeah, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to get to another call because I got a lot. And you got to call back sometime, too, because this is a great call. But the people that you're talking about, your Ilhan Omars, your AOCs, these are the far left, and these have the biggest voices on social media and television as well to a certain extent. They're pushing the party far to the left like that with these, kind of radical ideas. They appeal to those that are kind of ignorant, which is, quite frankly, the majority of a lot of people in certain places. And once they're able to go out there and are supported by the media, that's going to be what the party stands for going forward. So people are walking away from that. They understand what's going on. It's like a sinking ship. And I just pray for those that are left on that sinking ship, not knowing that it's going down. But hey, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate it. You got to call back sometime.
I will. Thank you it was a very big honor to talk with you, and you gave me some new perspectives. I really enjoyed talking with you, sir.
All right. Thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay. God bless.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Great call. Young man, high school. Hey, I love it. When I was a youngin', when I was in high school, I had no idea about politics at all. I didn't know anything. Like I'm saying, a lot of people, they just don't know. They just don't have the information. And you're not going to learn it in school. So you got to just go outside of that. Pray you have a good system at home that is able to kind of debrief you away from what's happening in these indoctrination camps called public education centers, schools, whatever you want to label them as. But not everybody has that. Let me get to the next call. 240, you know, line, who am I speaking to?
Hey, 240. Hey, what's up, ABL?
What's happening, man?
Everything's everything.
All right, I got the background noise though.
It's JB. What's up, brother?
Everything. All right, you there, JB?
Yeah, you hear me, brother? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
I was just calling to let you know, man. But thanks. That was a good video you posted today, brother. It was a good one.
What video was that?
The one about the lady getting fired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I forgot her name.
You talking about Lisa Page?
Yeah, Lisa Page, man. She's so full of it. And then she want to cry victim. This thing made me so mad about a lot of people, like liberals. They want to start the fire, but then when it gets too hot, they want to jump out and jump ship. Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't know what was going on, and I'm so sorry. And oh my God. And did you hear about LMR, about how she's they're trying to vote her out of Congress?
No, I didn't hear about that. I did not hear about that, but I would not be surprised.
Yeah, they're trying to vote her out of Congress. They're trying to Rashid to leave. They're trying to vote Ed. They're coming for the squad because I guess they're seeing it too radical, and everything's coming to falling apart for them. Have you noticed that?
Well, it looks kind of bad for them once they get out there and they have all these things happening. But it'd be interesting to see what happens as a result. Is it going to be a real problem? Are they too powerful at this particular point in time? I want to see what really happens.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying, and everybody's starting to turn on Jay. You heard the black Americans turn on Jay-Z, and they're also turning on Byron Allen because you heard that thing Byron Allen's trying to against
the lawsuit. Yeah.
Now, what's your lawsuit? Do you think he's doing the right thing in that situation?
Well, he's doing right for himself. He's trying to get money. Like it's like he's trying to frame it like this is a thing that's going to help the black community, but really it's about him trying to get money. It's not about the black community because my thing is this: how is a lawsuit that's going to benefit your company going to help me? It's going to help you and those that work with you, but not me. It's about him trying to get money. I'm not mad at him, but like let's not frame it like this is going to be something that's going to be for the black community to go forward. It's about him getting money.
Yeah, I didn't see it that way. What I thought he was trying to do was trying to revoke a law from 1816, the law of when they say you accuse you of being racist, you got to prove it more harder. Some way he framed it. You heard how he framed it?
Yeah, like in order for you to be in order for you to try to claim racial discrimination, you got to be able to prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt, and that should be the case, because I could say, like, you could say anything, anybody could say anything. You get fired from a job, oh, I was discriminated against, and you don't got to prove it really that much, and you can get paid off. That's not right, because that would prevent people from trying to hire so-called people of color, because they don't want to mess around and get sued in the end due to some kind of flimsy law that can be abused. Sometimes you do have discrimination. Yeah, sometimes you do have that. And if there's a case, then be able to prove it like anything else. Like if somebody said, but if somebody said, hey, you know what, X, Y, and Z broke into my house and took this and that, okay, you got to prove it. You can't just say they did it and not be able to prove it.
You know, ABL, thank you. I'm glad I brought it, because now you got my wheels turning. And it doesn't make sense now. It doesn't make sense. Now I think, I'm like, he should be approved without a doubt. Like you're Miles, what's his name? Miles Garrett, the football player, hit that dude in the helmet. Now he's trying to call racial calls, and I'm saying, well, he called me the N-word. No, he didn't.
Exactly.
I don't think he did you?
No.
And he's trying to pull that race card, and that's the thing. That's why I tell everybody we are misusing racial words, and it's getting out of hand. It's getting to the point that no one cares anymore. No one's caring. They don't even care no more.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, and my thing is, okay, if you saying that he said the N-word, you got a bunch of other guys that's right there in the pile. So you mean to tell me you're the only guy that heard that and nobody else heard it? I mean, it don't make no sense. And then you're in the NFL. This is a league dominated by black players. Why would you be saying the N-word at all? Even if it gets, even if it's against somebody that is your opponent that you don't like, you're trying to fight, you're not going to say it because you might just get stomped out right there in the field by your own teammates and by the other team.
Exactly, and then on the flip side is everybody, and the person that helped him was black, the person to check the hiking the ball is black. 90% of his team is black. His coach is black. Come on now, and that's the thing I was trying to explain to people, that when we pull this race card, like Kamala Harris pulled the race card all through the election, it doesn't mean anything. And then the thing that so got, I did a Lyft ride today, and I was talking to people about a Lyft ride, and they was talking about how a white female, Caucasian female, shouldn't say that, white female, sounds like Caucasian sounds better, Caucasian female and a black female, and they both agreed what I was saying. I was like, what I said that America is not the most racist country in the world, but it does have a slight racism. And that's what I said. I agree with you on that one. I said, I'm not going to Africa, because Africa's not, I can never go back to Africa. I'm an American now. My people, my grand ancestors came in. We're Americans now. I said, you say what you want to say. We're all Americans. And I said, yeah, racism exists, but is it really as bad as everybody says it is? No, it's not. But racism is a tool to be used to hold you back from your bigger vision of what you're supposed to see for yourself. And that's what I keep telling everybody. Everybody gets mad. I say, you just a coon. I tell you not to think like a slave. Does that make sense?
It does not make any sense.
And then I asked not, and then you got. Last call just called, and what's this guy? What's his name? Luis. He is so backwards in how he thinks. Am I right?
You talking about Ivan?
He calls him so often, and then he says things. He has no proof to back, and then you shut him down. Then he gets in his feelings. Then he wants to get all loud and everything. And the thing I'm trying to tell you like this: the impeachment's only going to get him reelected, and then it's changing the narrative of any candidate that ever runs for president ever in history. Would you not agree? Trump's going to change history of how people have to run. Would you agree?
Oh yeah, it's already been changed. It's already been changed. Like the old ways really can't be successful anymore on a national scale because of the way that the world has changed. You just can't do things the same old way.
Yes, it has to be a business, and people don't understand. Like, and granted, I drive semi sometimes on part time, and I say this cost. The China thing is costing me on freight costs, but in the long haul, it's going to help me on the long, because it's going to force China to pay out more money. And you see how they're decreasing their dollar to inflate it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they always do that. Yeah, they've been doing that for a long time. Yeah, messing with their currency.
Yeah, and then the currency gets lower and higher, and it's like sick. Well, maybe I'm gonna let you go in a little while, but before I go, how's the VR treat you? You still on it hard? You still playing it hard?
I'm in it. I was playing it earlier. I was playing the golf. Like my game is everybody's golf. It's like you right there on the golf course. I love it.
Oh, did you also hear they got Streets of Rage coming out pretty soon for the Switch? You heard about that?
I didn't hear about that, huh?
Yeah, they got Streets of Rage coming out. It might come out sometime like middle next year. or in the next year. They said they're coming out Streets of Rage for the Switch. I can't wait. That's my game. Remember Streets of Rage?
Yeah, that'd be a good Switch game. That perfect for that size. Yeah.
And Final Fight is good for that game too. Wouldn't you agree? I like the classics. I love the classics, don't you?
Some of them are kind of they don't last. They don't really carry over too well. Some of them are good. Some of them are not.
Yeah, did you ever play King Fire for PS4 yet?
Nah, I'm not. The fighting games I don't really like. Like the one-on-one fighting games I don't really like too much.
I understand. Well, all right, ABL. Nice talking to you, brother, man. Keep the faith, brother, man. Keep the good work up, brother, man. You're doing phenomenal work. I put a lot of people onto your work, brother. All right? Peace, love, and jerk, juice.
I thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, peace.
All right, shout out to my man JB for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate y'all. Like the video if you've not liked the video yet. And also share the video. And if you're not subscribed, please do so right now. And click that bell right beside the subscribe button. If you click the bell, you get notified when I go live and post a new video. So if I'm doing this right here, you should get a notification that says, hey, ABL's live. Or hey, ABL posted a new video up. Go ahead and do that for me. That'll help me out tremendously. And super chats, did I get everybody on super chats? I think I did. Yep, I did. And thank you all for joining. Hey, I'm trying to be out there in the golf course with my man with Donald Trump, trying to go to Mar-a-Lago, hitting the links for sure. I was at the resort at at Trump Doral, and my man David Harris Jr. was out there golfing. I want to be out there with them. VR golf, hey, I'm telling you, it's legit. If you like golfing, it's close. Without actually being out there, the closest you're going to get. 416, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
It's Cigar Box. How are you, man?
Everything's great, man. How about yourself?
Pretty good, I guess. First off, I'd like to apologize for that jackass that we've got as a prime minister.
Ah, yeah, Trudeau. Oh, man.
Oh, man. Do you recall this corn pop thing? That was the cereal that they said was racist.
They said that corn pop, the cereal, was racist.
Yeah. Do you remember they had a brown corn pop.
Oh,
janitor.
Yeah. I remember that. I almost forgot about that. That was hilarious. I remember that. I'm gonna try to put it on the screen because it was like it might have been some artwork on the back of the box, and then they had a bunch of little corn pops as like animated characters, and one of the corn pops had a mop and some headphones, and he looked like he was a little bit darker skinned. They said, "Oh, they got the black corn pop as the help." It's like, really? Is that what we're gonna do?
Yeah, that's what it was. I'm wondering if Joe is kind of like losing it and thinking of this or something, you know.
It could be. You never know with Joe because the mind is not all the way there, so that could be the case.
Yeah, like, wow. Really not sure about this boy. This thing that Ivan's got with, you know, regardless if countries have these years to pay for the NATO, then why don't you just get Trump to say, tell you what, you're going to wait that long, then you fight your own battles.
Hey, I'm with that. That's it. How about when you pay, once you get to the point where you pay the money you need to pay, at that point, we'll come back. But until then, I can't do nothing for you.
Yeah, exactly. I tell you, like, I don't know if everybody realizes, but there's a whole pile of people up here that hate Trump. Like, people talking about it, just going mental. Somebody started an argument with me just the other day, right here on my street, about him. And I said, well, you can hate him all you want, but he's getting in again. No way he's getting in again. I said, have you seen the morons he's gotten the Democrats like to go up against? Seriously? And you don't think he's going to get in again? Like, forget it. So I just left it at that, and they went, no, he's not. I said, tell you what, I'll knock on your door after the election and laugh in your face. But it's crazy. I mean, like, it's all over the world, right? And it's just his personality. And I don't care about anybody's personality. I want you to do a job for me, and that's it. So
that's all. Like, you know, because a lot of these CEOs and whatnot, or these corporations, if you talk to them personally, you might not like them personally. That just is what it is. I mean, but if they, you know, doing a good job, if you enjoy their products, hey, I don't care about you personally. Whatever you got going on yourself, that's fine. Give me a good product, give me a good service, run the country well, and that's it.
And this is where also, like, Ivan thinks he's right, and I know what he's talking about is, you know, you're supposed to have all this decorum, the way that you act with people and all that stuff, right? And all this polite garbage. But when everybody sees what Trump is like, they know that, holy crap, like, this guy is, what he says, he means. He's not going to come in there like Jericho Green does an awesome impression of Obama, you know, where he comes and says, okay, sorry about that. By the way, here's my wallet. Take all the money you want. You got to watch Jericho Green to listen to him do it. It's hilarious. But that's about it. And Trump just comes in there and says, pay your share.
Let's
right. Go. And, and what are they going to do? Like, they'll sit in the back like those school kids who are afraid of the teacher and mock the teacher until the teacher turns around. Trump is the teacher turning around.
That's right.
So they know where they stand with him, and it's not nice. Somebody else was talking about saying N-word and stuff like that. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's just one thing. There's all kinds of things, you know, can't say this, can't say that, blah, blah, blah. And I fully believe that the Democrats and our Liberal Party, the same thing. They throw that out there constantly, and it's just a diversion for not doing anything that the country actually needs.
Yeah.
Like, do you think that?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm right there with you.
I think they really harp on it so that it looks like we're actually doing something, and they're doing absolutely nothing. Like, oh, we're gonna make a law, like up here, like you can be tossed in jail for certain things, like saying things and all this, and misgendering and all this bull crap. Like, sorry, you haven't done anything. I've elected you, and all you've done is say, I got to say this. Get stuffed. You know, it's crazy. And as like yourself, I'm an agnostic, but I was raised up as a Christian, and this happy holiday stuff that they force down your throat because you might offend somebody. If somebody says Merry Christmas, right, and I'm a different religion, Merry Christmas is not saying F you. It's a good thing. Why would I be offended by this? This is insanity. If you are offended by somebody saying that, if you were in a religion, especially, that gets offended by that, then there is something totally wrong with that religion, and you should run like crazy from it. Because if someone comes up to me from their religion and says whatever it is at their holy time of year, and they just say, well, it's one of our good greetings, I'm just going to be kind of flattered that they've said it to me. I'm not going to get offended. That's insane. But anyway, I've taken up way too much time, and thanks a lot. Have a great rest of the night. Good night, man.
All right, now, thank you for the call.
Bye.
Shout out to my man Cigar Box for the call. But yeah, the whole Merry Christmas thing, I mean, it's just Merry Christmas. Like you said, it's just a nice thing to say. Merry Christmas. Right back at you. Merry Christmas. It's not bad. It's just like if you sneeze, hachu, bless you, thank you, have a nice day, thank you. You know, just basic politeness in America. If I go to Mexico and they say Feliz Navidad, I'll be like, you know what I mean, gracias or whatever it is. When in Rome, do as Romans. It's simple. Mike from Queens, what's happening?
Hey, what's up, Anthony? How you doing?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
Awesome. Yeah, I tell you, what a joke today. Again, another circus, wasting our money today with another ridiculous impeachment hearing.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely. And I feel like this is not going to end anytime soon. They keep trying to do stuff like this to make Trump look bad. They don't have anything else. It's like, okay, how about run the campaign on the campaign trail?
Yeah, I mean, get out there. Come up with a platform that's legitimate, so people can, so you can get people back, voting for the Democratic Party. I mean, if that's ever feasible anymore, anyway.
Right.
But I tell you, Jerry Nadler looked like a mental patient. Like he just came out of like he just got released from the mental hospital, like all disheveled. His pants were over his freaking stomach.
But you know what? That's Nadler's whole thing. I mean, anytime you see him, his pants are like up to his nose. That's just kind of how it is.
And then how that law professor Harlan. I mean, what a mental case she was. I mean, attacking Trump's son like that, and I like how Matt Gaetz actually went after her and stuck up for the Trump family. And Jim Jordan also made a great point in his questioning. They couldn't get over the 2016 election, and Trump won in an electoral college landslide. That's the first time I ever heard that used.
Yeah, I mean, he put it out there just plain and simple. I'm glad that he did it.
Yeah, and listen, the poll numbers are showing that people in this country, mostly the independents and the minorities, the people in the middle, don't want this impeachment. Get things done. The whole trade agreements, the prescription drugs. I mean, it's crazy.
That's right.
I don't know what to say anymore. And they're all talking about this IG report that's coming out on Monday. Some of the people on YouTube. I don't know if it's going to hold any kind of water, because look at the report that came out with Comey. Really, it didn't bring these people down. But I think hopefully the one investigation, and Trump mentioned it today in his press conference in London, is Durham's investigation. Hopefully he's going to get to the bottom of these people in the deep state, and they have to come down. Some people got to go away. I mean, they just can't be a two-tier justice system for, in this country. But unfortunately, it is.
Yeah, it is. It shouldn't be that way, but that's not the reality of the world that we live in.
Yeah, and just I put a comment in the video you did today about the the left being pissed off because there's no people of color. It's like you said, it's one white person after another, and it's hysterical because, like I said, when you die by the sword, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. They're dying by the sword when it comes to the identity politics.
Exactly. They forged the sword, now they're getting impaled with it.
Yeah, it's like the final sequence in a vampire movie where they're about to put the stake in Dracula's heart, and he's in the coffin and his eyes open up like, And I don't know if you saw today. I saw today. Al Green again was on the floor of the House talking, and he was talking about on how all four of the people testifying in the impeachment. He goes, "How come there was not one person of color?"
I saw that too. I'm like, okay, you got to just create witnesses that happen to be people of color? I mean, is that how that works? I didn't know that's what was going on here. So that was crazy. I'm like, y'all really lost it.
Yeah, and it's funny on how you said that on how the Democratic Party doesn't play the people of color card. They want to play the LGBT card. And look, I think Harlan, didn't she confess that she's a lesbian or something?
Who was that?
The woman Harlan, the Harvard, was it the Harvard law professor?
I don't know. Is she? I didn't see that part. She might be.
I don't know. I think she came out. I think she was a lesbian. I think she said she came out as a lesbian. So that's where you talk about the left playing the LGBT card over the POC card.
That's right. That LGBT card, that's the high card. You can slap that down in any game. It don't matter what you can be playing. Uno, spades. You could be playing hearts. You can put that LGBT card down. It's better than the Joker. Everything. You can win any game with that. That's what's going on. That's why Buttigieg is doing so well right now, because of that LGBT card.
Listen, there's people on both sides that are articulate. I happen to say, and listen, I don't really care for his politics, but the guy who represents my district up here in New York is Hakeem Jeffries.
Yeah.
He's pretty articulate for a black guy. On the left.
right. I understand what you mean.
The right doesn't have him. Alan West, Ben Carson, Thomas Sowell. These are people who are brilliant minds.
Yeah, I've seen Hakeem Jeffries talk before. He's decent, but that guy who was a booty gig, I'm not really sure why he is where he is, except for the LGBT card.
Yeah, but the bottom line, but I mean, listen, here again, you go for the person that's best qualified.
Right? Yeah, and on their side, they really don't have anybody, so they're going to end up losing regardless.
Oh, please, they're all suffering from Trump derangement syndrome. The CDC can't come up with that vaccine fast enough. Listen, on that note, I already took up enough of your time. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, now, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, have a good night.
All right, shout out to Mike for the call. And shout out to everybody in here for joining the stream. I appreciate y'all. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. I appreciate you. Yeah, Mike slipped up right there, but it's all good. Mike, that's my dog. Okay, let me get to the super chats. I got to read these off. And they're going Mike in the super chat. He says, Dems eating Dems, all due to identity politics. Exactly. You live by the sword, you die by the sword. You get impaled by the sword as you forge. Shout out to Sushi who says, ABL, here's a flashback for you. Do you remember when Omarosa said she had 200 tapes with Trump saying horrible racist things? Where are they? Question mark. Pencil face. That's what I want to know. Where the tapes at? Like right now would be a great time to drop them. Drop them right now. Impeachment hearings, a race going on. Drop them right now. Like the ace card of spade. Boom. But she hasn't done that, and it's been years, so I doubt they exist. Thank you for your donation, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to Okie Mexican who says, thanks, ABL. Merry Christmas. And, BonginoReport.com. Thank you for that, man. And Merry Christmas to you as well. Let me get to my next call. I had somebody right there, but I was a little bit too slow to the trigger. All right. There we go. 956 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Luciano from Texas, but keep in mind I'm calling from a different phone. Anyways, I haven't called in into a month, and I wanted to chime in. How's it going?
Everything's good, man. Can't complain.
All right, get on it. So, seeing Biden's hairy legs case, and having recently turned 18, and like youth advocacy is on my mind right now. I cannot lie. I mean, I really care about the well-being of children and whatnot. It's been on me since like I was actually a kid. I always wanted to be an advocate for children. But with that being said, here's what's going on. I think this is what's happening with the Biden case. So the left is the party of big government. So how does the left get more big government? Easy. Use pedophilia as a dog whistle. And, you already notice how with the pedophilia crisis, and this goes for people in both parties. I hate to say this, but this really goes for people in both parties. Nobody's doing anything about it. We're making the issue more black and white, and if somebody were to come out as a victim of previous childhood sexual trauma, they would be basically made fun of and ridiculed. Shouldn't we open rehabilitation centers? Wouldn't that work? But see, the left, you don't see that pushing. The left actually wants to give pedophiles like rights and all this stuff. Isn't that crazy?
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, so what can be done on both sides? I think that the right, we're pretty steadfast in being against that kind of stuff. But what can be done that's not being done right now?
I mean, I would be up for bringing mental centers back. I mean, unfortunately, those were closed back down during the Reagan era.
Yeah, man, that's a good start.
It's amazing. I mean, but it's whatever it's like a dog whistle. Anything that's a dog whistle for big government, that's like the left big bucks. So, example, environmentalism. Oh, let's build cities. Let's fill all these roads with traffic jams, blah, blah, blah. What's dog whistle? Oh, environmentalism. Let's get more environmental regulations into play because God forbid instead, let's try to keep our communities local and whatnot. You know, what's the other dog whistle? Oh, racism. A black person tries to get a different sense of culture. Oh, you're a sellout. You're a Uncle Tom, this and that. And I apologize if those are not allowed in the show, but just giving examples here. You know, at this, like, at what point does this stop? You know, the dog whistles for big government are becoming more obvious over time. What does that tell you about the left? Can they run without big government or no?
No, they can't. They represent big government. Big government is what helps them to continue because all the promises they have, that's going to require bigger government. Larger and larger inflated government is how they continue on.
Mm-hmm. And inflated government also is, again, like how communism strives. You know, they know that if lower government was to be voted in, there would not be as much inflation. So we wouldn't be taxing the poor and the elderly. You know, it's crazy. You know, the cognitive dissonance about that, you know, should be more talked about. I don't even see conservatives anymore talk about it. They already are going. They're already trying to play their own version of requiring government. I mean, I thought we were the party of small government. What happened?
Well, I'm not really sure if there's who's doing that, but I think overall we still are.
Yeah, overall, yeah, we are. But fiscal conservatives are becoming a rare breed because I think the problem is the game of politics is becoming so left-leaning, like overall. So even the right has to use now government, you know, government-oriented dog whistles. Otherwise, how are we going to get the vote?
That's right.
Especially in 36. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm pretty sure, Carl, that's all I wanted to say. Like I said, I'm very disgusted by this event. You know, actually, I'm as someone, I'm going to come out, I'm going to open it up. I've been a victim of childhood sexual molestation. But as a victim of that, this is disgusting. And both parties, if you really care about the well-being and security of children, please show it. Don't be using this as a dog whistle for more government intervention against kids. I mean, what the heck is up with in people's minds, you know? What the heck is wrong with them?
Right.
Right. So that's all for tonight. I'm going to head out because I got to eat dinner.
All right. Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Anytime. Peace out.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. The number to call is 434-658-1220. It's right there in the ticker. Usually when it comes across, it's also always in the description box. 830, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
What's up, ABL? It's Nick Taylor.
Nick Taylor, what's going on, man?
Man, I ain't talked to you in a minute.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. How's everything going?
Besides healing back from a broken leg, I'm okay.
Oh wow, man.
Yeah, I'm on the men's. Hey, bullet wounds, shrapnel, Afghanistan. I think I can handle. I got this.
That's right. That's right.
Was your Thanksgiving decent? Good deal?
Oh yeah, it was great. It was really good.
Okay, good deal. Well, I ain't gonna take up too much of your time because I know you're gonna run through your calls. The Kamala, the nightmare, Harris, and crazy Joe Biden. I mean, he's crazy. Didn't Obama call him crazy Uncle Joe once? Something like that, or Uncle Joe, or something like that.
Probably so. He probably did. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. I heard that he said that he does not have it to try and become the president, allegedly. And, you know, that makes sense for him to say that because he doesn't, and he's not a blind man.
No, he's not. I mean, he's creepy, but anyway. I mean, here's the thing. Now, I know I'm preaching to the converted when I'm talking to you about this. Why is black leftist America trying so hard to push a woman who isn't black to be black and trying to make it an African American thing, which to me, I hate that phrase because I'm not from Africa. I'm an American. I'm sorry, not sorry. But anyway, but what's the push? But these are the same people that, well, we need black candidates. Well, what was all this? We need black candidates during the Clinton administration. Where was all this stuff when you was pushed? When Clinton ran out, what's his name? Admitted that she sabotaged his campaign, and he followed her anyway. So what's the purpose? So basically, I get this. I need someone that's a fraud. I know they're not because what, her mom is Indian and the dad was Jamaican or something, and he was his grandparents had indentured servants. You know, he's not of that quote unquote slave blood that a lot of so-called pro-wax like to carry around. He even said he was embarrassed of her admitting that she had smoked weed when she was up there on that radio show up there in New York.
That's right.
Yeah, that he my grandparents are rolling in the grave. Your mom's Indian. Nothing's black about you. We know how you got, but black shouldn't even be it shouldn't be a thing. You notice the ones that keep making black a thing are the people that's constantly saying they don't want black to be a thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Well, we should be able to stand on our principle, but as soon as they don't get their way, they fall down on the floor like spoiled kids and start crying and kicking their feet. You know what I mean? And everything. Like, pay attention to me because my skin is darker than yours.
Right.
What? What is wrong with you people? Look, I'm taking dibs now. Who do you think the next person out? What's your gut?
I'm thinking Cory Booker probably.
You thinking? God dang it! That's what I was. Take my choice. I was waiting on you to say somebody else. Well, dang! Well, so much for that. That went to crap. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Corey, I think this is a John. And then your buddy Van Jones, and I'm done. Mr. Nothing Burger himself. How is he? Then he's going to throw in the race card yesterday. Van Jones, you were married to a white woman and had. Now, I don't think nothing's wrong with that. I don't. I think it's a beautiful thing. If y'all love each other, that's all that matters to me.
That's right.
But how can you be married to a white woman and you playing the Whitey is evil card, but you didn't have a problem having kids with Whitey's white daughter? What am I missing? But it's he needs to stop talking. Van Jones, stop talking. Just stop talking. Okay, but I'm glad Kamala's gone, and I want her to take the fake gladiator with her in the next round. Let's see how this plays out, man. And your Tennessee Titans, man, come on, man.
Hey, I live here, but that's not my team. I'm a Vikings fan still.
And how I had no idea that Vikings game was going to turn out the way it was. I had no idea. You know they've been playing against each other since college, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Russell Wilson, because I'm a Big Ten guy, Michigan, and Russell Wilson was Wisconsin. So anyway, but I'll get out your hair so you can get your next caller, brother.
All right, thank you for the call as always, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Oh man, I love talking to you, bro.
All right, man. Likewise.
All right, bye.
Bye. Shout out to my man Nick Taylor for the call as always. Most certainly appreciate him. And thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you guys. You guys are fantastic. All right, you know the drill. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Let me get to the next call. 713 on the line. I'm speaking to.
All right, thank you for
713. What's going on? Who am I speaking to?
It's George over in FaceTime.
All right, George, what's happening?
Man, I'm gonna be real quick, man. Of course, I like the show. Somehow or another, you always allow me to participate, and I appreciate that. I'm actually having dinner tonight, so I'm going to be long. I just wanted to kind of throw a little alarm thing to you. I don't know if you be following the whole chemtrail thing. Are you familiar with that?
I've heard things about that in the past, but I really don't know a lot about it.
Today was a big day in H-Town with chemtrails. And then right as I got off of work and was coming home on my commute, right, about 5 o'clock on a major intersection here in the southwest area of the town, people who probably listen to you other than me and H-Town know, Highway 6 and 90, man, it was a 2-mile long train with military equipment parked.
Wow.
So just wanted to throw that out you, man. Throw that at you. I don't want to talk much. I just wanted to throw that at you, man. Appreciate it. Really like the show. Keep up the good work. Love just listening to the other people call in. So appreciate it, man. Talk to you later.
All right, thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, bye-bye.
Wow, I didn't hear anything about that one. So you got all this military equipment. What's going on? 2 mile long? Where were they headed and for what purpose is what I want to know. But let's get to my next call here. 561, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Becky Jordan, Florida. How you doing tonight, ABL?
Everything is great. Can't complain. How about yourself?
I don't know. I'm pretty perplexed with all this nonsense. You know, they pulled these lawyers in, right? Where did they get them from?
I have no idea. That's a great question.
The bottom of the tar pit? I mean, did they get... How about one lawyer, a constitutional lawyer? Because there are constitutional lawyers.
Yes, they do exist.
And don't you think that's what we need right now?
Yeah, I mean, a person that comes in and just speaks
the Constitution and understand impeachment.
Right.
Because these people that they've got up there don't appear to know anything about the law.
Yeah.
I mean, they just don't. I'm absolutely, well, I guess I shouldn't be perplexed with everything else they've done. But I don't know, man. How do you feel about it?
It's just a dog and pony show. It's not a serious thing. They're just trying to make Trump look bad. That's all that it really is to it. It ain't really nothing else because they know they don't have anybody that can successfully run against him in the 2020 election. So all they can do is try to sully his name up to hurt him a little bit.
Well, you know, my my feeling on this is going to backfire on them terribly.
Yeah.
I really feel like I think the independents, I don't think Americans are as stupid as they think we are. I think it was about 5 years ago. I accidentally was watching an episode of Chuck Todd's thing, Meet the Press. And there was a woman on there, and she said, if we could get rid of all the people over 50, we would not be having any problems now. And I stopped and thought, well, I'm over 50. What's the problem? And then as we've gone through this last 5 years, I'm like, I know what the problem is. We were educated differently. You know, I mean, whether you're agnostic, whether you're Christian, whether you're whatever, this country was based on Christian principles, and that's don't lie, don't steal, don't, you know, envy your neighbor's stuff. I mean, whether you had a religious connotation to, you know, your way of thinking or not, those are excellent principles to live by, which is, I think, why our country has worked so well for so long.
Yeah.
And now these kids are being educated. I was watching a Dennis Prager interview, and he said that the problem now is that they don't feel like they have anyone to answer to, and it's after they took God out of the colleges and the high schools and so on. So I was like, okay, well, that would make sense. That would make sense. And it's not like anybody, got out a whip or a cane and beat these people into submission to be Christians. It's just like, this is how we educate. You could choose to be a Christian, or you could choose not to. Nobody was forced. It was just, we work by those principles. And, I was laughing because I'm a retired bail bondsman. And I'm like, how can these lawyers walk into these courthouses that have the 10 Commandments on the outside, which is, I think, why they had to remove them, because it says don't lie, don't steal. Well, the lawyer can't have a job if he doesn't do those things. Yeah. So, yeah, that had to be done away with.
That's right.
So, at any rate, I just wanted to know what you thought about those lawyers, because I was, I just wasn't happy about that. I thought they could have done a whole lot better.
Yeah, it was a mess. It was a total mess. But hey, everybody knows what time it is already. I mean, they're just trying to make Trump look bad. It's not a really serious thing. It's just a dog and pony show. They could bring on anybody out. They can bring on Mickey Mouse. They can bring on Minnie Mouse. The whole because it'd be the same thing.
I voted for him one time.
Yeah, just bring on one time because we all know it's just entertainment. So give us some real entertainment and not this sham you're trying to put it in front of our faces.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. But I did vote for Mickey Mouse one time. I wrote it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, when it was between, who was it between? Romney and...
Obama?
Was it Obama?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. Sure did. Wrote in Mickey Mouse. I did that to show my disdain for my choices.
I'm right there with you. I understand. They're both not very good people.
No, they're not. And the thing is that everybody was like, oh, Obama. And when he came out and he made that speech about, can we change it? And everybody is standing there like with pinwheels in their eyes. If you remember the old cartoon where, I don't know if it was a wolf that was smelling a pie or something, and he got floated up to the smell and had pinwheels spinning in his eyes. And it was like he was hypnotized. And I looked out and I saw all those people doing that, and I went, oh my God, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. I could tell from that very first speech. And everybody's like, oh, you're a racist. I'm like, my nephew lives with me and his mama's white and his daddy's black. They call me a racist. You must be drunk or you need glasses. I live with a guy. If I was a racist, he wouldn't be in my house.
Right.
But at any rate, so yeah, that's all I got to say for tonight. But it's good talking to you again.
Well, thank you for that. Go ahead.
No, I just want to tell you to take good care of yourself, man. I'm on listening every night, whether I can call in or not. I'm listening to you.
Well, thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, honey. You take care.
All right, now.
Bye-bye.
All right, shout out to the caller. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Do not be afraid to call. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Thank y'all for being here. Shout out to The Groove who says, ABL, appreciate you, brother, on the super chat. Thank you for your very kind words and your donation. I appreciate you. Thank you to my man Sushi for the super chat who says, so the Democrats are upset that there are no minority candidates front runners. So is this a Democratic white lash like Van Jones was crying about? That is hilarious. Hilarious. Hey, that's apparently what it seems like, right? And the question would be, whose fault is it? It's their fault. It's their own fault on the Democratic Party. It's not our fault. We're not involved with it. It's them that's involved with it. But let me get to the next call. 734 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hello, Antonio from Detroit. ABL called you again.
All right, man. What's going on?
What's going on, man? I was hearing all this impeachment garbage. It's not gonna work. Trump gonna win hands down, no matter what the Democrats or Neller try to do. It's over.
Yeah,
he got 34% black votes.
Exactly.
You remember I'm the guy that called you ex-blood from Detroit.
Yeah, I remember you, boss. I remember you. But I mean, you're
Yeah,
right. You're right about that. You're right about that because they don't understand. Maybe they do understand. That's why they're doing this. That Trump was gaining voters every single day. Like you said, got a 34% black approval rate. Likely voters. That's going to skyrocket the numbers from 2016. How can you compete? He's not going to lose anybody really from last time, and he's gained people. How are they going to compete with that? They lost last time with less voters for Trump. Now that they got more voters, how are they going to really be able to beat it? They can't.
They can't. I think I got to sit in my mind. I think he don't get over 40%. I'm sorry. He don't get over 40%. I think because I'm stuck with my friends. They were liberals. They're like, God dang. I said, look, dog, Trump got me more money in my pockets. I said, yes, that's true. The tax cuts is for everybody. The middle class, if the middle class make money, the lower class make money. He said, yeah, man, I didn't know I had to big a check. I work overtime. When Obama was office, I think I got like $500. Now, dog, I'm making $1,100 a check. I'm like, there you go, dog. Thanks for Trump tax break. You get me? He said, man, I ain't going back. One guy told me I ain't going back to Democrat no more.
Exactly. People don't understand that. They don't understand how the tax breaks work. You know, the Democrats, they'll say, oh, the tax breaks is just for the rich man. But what does the rich man do? He writes checks to the man that's not rich, that works for him at his company. You know, Jeff Bezos, if he get a tax break, he can put that money back into the company so he can make more money. Everybody wins. The worker, they get more money.
Yeah.
He makes more money. Everybody makes more money. That's how it's supposed to be, rather than the government taking the money and just spending it on whatever they want. Just things that won't help you or me at all in our life.
Yeah, and these are my real liberal friends. Real liberal. Well, almost left. It's like, dog, we ain't going for that no more, dog. We putting this guy, I'm sorry, I ain't mean to say the N-word. We putting this guy in office again. I said, dog, do that and you will win again. Is you tired of winning? They said, no, I ain't tired of winning, but I haven't watched Trump speeches. I said, cut off CNN, MSNBC, dog, watch it. What's going on? They like, yeah, man, I like this, man. I'm gonna vote him in again. So, like I said, Detroit, I'm gonna have at least about 1,800 more people vote for Trump.
That's right. I can't wait. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, Detroit, he gonna win Michigan no matter what it takes. 9 more jobs coming to Michigan, and they can't. What the Democrats gonna do? They want to make us poor and make us rely on the government. The government, you got big government, is full of corruption. Everybody is skim off the top and make their money and put us down. Like we be in slavery again.
That's right. White,
black, Mexican, Puerto Rican, whatever. We be in slavery again because we vote on the Democratic Party. Like I said, I got one more thing I'm going to say. I got a mayor, Mike Duggan, right? He's from Detroit, right? So Mike Duggan do not agree with, what's her girl name from Detroit? The squad member?
Rashida Tlaib.
Yeah, Mike Duggan is a Democrat. He trying to change Republican. Like, dude, I don't go with her thing. Black people is getting money and get things because black people get money and they can make money. And so he said, you know what? Mike Duggan thinking about turning Republican.
Hey, that's what I like to hear. You know, they don't like what's going on. Yeah, go the other way.
Because he's a centrist. He like, I don't like how the Tilly Khalid did, and she went to the black police station saying, you should hire more black people, not white people. That's the most racist thing you can ever say.
That's right.
You remember that video? She said, you should hire more black people than white people. I'm like, what? You should hire, like the Detroit commissioner said, she said, I hire anybody that's qualified for it. And she was like, well, she ain't saying that. She was like hesitant over it. She like said, these the squad members, they gonna fail. Like I said, Trump gonna be reelected hands down, dog. Real talk.
Absolutely, 100%, and ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah, but like I said, dude, like I said, I got a video called Real Talk. I talked to the chief police. I interviewed him on my podcast and whatever. And I want you to check it out, dog. It's called Real Talk with Tony Aldridge.
All right, I'm gonna check it out, man. Hey, if you could email me that so I don't forget. The email should be in the description box on my website somewhere. Find that, man. Send that to me so I can check it out.
Yeah, check it out, dog. I'm sending it to you. I emailed my phone, dog. He's loving it. He's like, man, I feel you, man. I feel you. So our chief said this. One more thing before I got the phone. Our chief said this. Look, Detroit people, arm yourself. The police come after the situation. Arm yourself. Protect yourself. That's what my chief said. He's pro-gun. He's pro-gun. And like, he said, protect yourself. I'm like, yes, I love the police chief. His name is Warren. I love his police chief. He's like, protect yourself. Cops ain't gonna be there all the time. Protect yourself. That's what he said. So I'm gonna see my email. I'm seeing the email to you and see the video while I record them because I'm doing like low-key invested journalist. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a journalist, but I do it to see what people's reaction is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see the email. I'm gonna see the video, and you'll see how I talked to Chief Warren.
Right,
you
man.
like it. Okay. Thank you, man. Bye-bye.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Most certainly appreciate him. And shout out to y'all here as well. I got a video right quick that came across my Twitter feed. I've not seen this yet, so I want to just play it here. Let me put up the... Okay. So you guys can see that. If you can't see the caption, it says CNN's Don Lemon. Disrespectful, I think, is not actually a word. Let's see what he says.
Don't act like a child and expect to be treated like an adult. Don't be disrespectful to people, or not respectful. Disrespectful, I think, is not actually a word. But don't not be respectful to people and then expect to be treated with respect.
Is it not a word? I mean, he might have been trying to do a little bit too much thinking. Disrespectful is a word. I mean, you could look it up right here. Disrespectful, adjective, showing a lack of respect or courtesy, impolite. That's funny right here. That's a little Trump dig. Deeply disrespectful attitude towards women. Do you think that was changed today? Google's funny what they do, but that's a different story. And for now, I digress. You don't know what words are, Don Lemon? And these are the guys that are the grand arbiters of information that you get every day. You know, CNN got some Rhodes Scholars over there working at your organization, I tell you. But shout out to y'all for being here. I definitely appreciate y'all. I'm just reading the chat right now. Yes, hey, the call was excellent. 1,000% excellent. I'm going to check out that video as soon as I get it. 100%. Hey, that police chief, hey, we saying what's up. It's like, look, we're not going to be your personal defense. We can't protect you when the event happens, like at that moment. So you got to be able to protect yourself. You know, it's like getting slapped in your face. What you going to do, call the police so you won't get slapped again? You got to be able to defend yourself right in that moment when it happens. 100%. All right. But yeah, Don Lemon is a nut. But hey, that's pretty much where we are nowadays with these people on CNN. And I heard, I'm not sure if it's true or not, but I heard that Don Lemon makes $125,000 a year to be on CNN primetime. It's like, okay, you got guys like even Brian Williams over at NBC making like $10 million a year. If I'm wrong about that, let me know in the comments, but I know he makes a lot of money. Over $1 million. Don Lemon make $125,000. Hey, I don't know what's going on. CNN, got to get your budget together. But he could make millions. I don't really know. Some of these numbers don't really be adding up right. Fredo was 100% confused. Exactly. Yeah, Fredo didn't know what was going on. Willie V says, ABL, do I think Michelle Obama will run for president? Michelle will not run, but if she were to run, she'd have the best chance of winning. But I think that she knows, just like we know, that she would not be successful if she were to run. So due to that, she won't run. If she thought she could win, she would run. But she knows she can't win. She might run in 2024 after Trump is finished against maybe Eric Trump. Pardon me, not Eric, but Trump Jr. Thank you, Aaron Talon 1. I appreciate you. You know, I just try to do my best. If I can get a role in administration, I do that all day long. But I'm glad just being here, helping, doing what I'm doing, just doing my part to help in the movement. You know, that's what I like to do. Yeah, 125,000 is a lot for a regular person, but for a Don Lemon, you're on CNN every night. They got plenty of money. Like I was saying, you got people making millions of dollars. I think what was who was the lady? Megyn Kelly making like 10 million a year, or 10 to 15 million, making plenty of money. Don Lemon making 125. It's like, why the big difference in your pay? Yeah, if I can get Don Lemon's money, I'd be great. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I saw that. Somebody asked me earlier, did I talk about the Yang Gang whipped cream challenge? That's a Yang Gang. Andrew Yang, I think he also does not have a lot of self-awareness. Or if he does have self-awareness, he doesn't really understand that you have to just put the brakes on certain things and just not do it. Okay? Matter of fact, hold on. If you didn't see it earlier, if you're just not coming into the stream, this is a picture of Andrew Yang and this guy on the ground. Andrew Yang has some whipped cream. He's pouring it into this guy's mouth. Here's Andrew Yang's friend, advisor, handler, whatever you want to call him. They opened up a new Andrew Yang like headquarters or something in New Hampshire, and they're christening. I'm sorry for the word, but it's just it's an opening ceremony. So the guy's right here. He probably was. I didn't see that at first. He's talking to him like, "Yo, what are you doing?" Like, it's just a joke. He's like, "All right, man, go ahead." But really, he should have just said, "Don't do this. Don't do this." But he let it happen.
As a full-service presidential candidate.
So he's like, you see his face in the back, like, what was that all about?
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
He's not amused at all.
Look at this. We know the opposite style. No office opening is complete. Who's next? Get here.
So now he's like, okay, that's enough, man. You did it once, I'll let you do it, but no more. Like, you're having a good time. Like it's in college, you're having a frat party at 44 years old, but no, sir. Let's go ahead and stop. Let's leave right now.
Thank you, Andrew. That was great.
Yeah, that was crazy. But again, self-awareness, where are you, Andrew Yang? Where's your self-awareness at? That was almost as bad as Joe Biden. The handler tried to save him, but he just wasn't really paying attention. He wasn't really listening. That was crazy. But hey, that's your man, Andrew Yang. So hey, shout out to the Yang Gang. Is that your king? Is this your king, Andrew Yang? Is that him doing stuff like that? 44 years old, having a frat party moment, trying to become the president. Obama would never do something like that, even though you know his background. Trump would never. Reagan would never. But Andrew Yang, he doing stuff like that? I don't know what's going on. I can't even really call it. man, oh man. Hey, I don't know what's going on right now in 2000 and I don't know what's happening right now in 2019. I can't even call it. Yeah, it's definitely frat house, but you're 44 and you got kids and you married. What are you doing? Like, leave the frat days behind you. All right, I'm reading the chat here. Hey, he appeared to be sober to me. he was pretty clear what he was saying. He was trying to like excuse it, talking about we're opening the new headquarters and the third, trying to put context to it in the video because he knows it's gonna be all over the internet. They're gonna ask him what's going on. He's gonna say, okay, we're opening a new center. It was just something fun. It was a joke. Why go through all of that? Why go through that? Why not just stop doing the crazy thing? But you know what? At the end of the day, he's going to be done pretty soon, regardless of what. So it doesn't even really matter. Oh, 2020. Hey, I cannot wait. Q Price 83 to 2020. Oh, the memes are going to be out of control. I can't wait. I'm ready for whatever comes next. I'm ready to roll. 718, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Oh, hi, Anthony. Hi, it's Hallie in Brooklyn. Hi, everyone. I'm calling from work, so I can't be, I have to be a little quick. I was writing on the that chat thing. What do you think about Bloomberg? Do you think he still has a chance at all?
No, I think he's not really a serious candidate. I think he's just trying to be in there to hurt Trump with some negative ads. I doubt that he's actually trying to be a serious candidate and run. If he is serious, I don't think he has a chance. It's a little bit too late in the game. And people like Joe Biden, Bernie Sanders, Elizabeth Warren, they got a little bit more name recognition than he does. So I don't think he has a chance to become the president.
Yeah, I mean, he did. I was reading in the Wall Street Journal today, and he mentioned that. Excuse me. He did things. I mean, he was effective as a mayor. The problem is the things that he represented and things that he did are suddenly no longer valued by the younger people, and I think that's the big problem with the Democratic Party. This age gap. But the thing is, the problem with the Democratic Party, I was just thinking that people use a straw man argument to say, oh, well, they were the party of slavery, and I thought, well, to their credit, they did evolve. They, where their forte was social programs, and they fought for a lot of things. But the problem, I think, is that the battle was won. We have our social programs. Now what? So I think that they're kind of angry at truth. I don't know, the real world. Why are there still poor people? Well, there'll always be poor people. But throwing money around isn't going to really alleviate. Where I feel that the Republicans have the approach, create jobs. Things are an environment that's conducive. I mean, I think that everyone seems to be looking for a silver bullet. There's something that will magically get rid of all problems. But I feel that the Republicans just have maybe a greater grip on reality. But I think that, Bloomberg was kind of, at least he's more sober than the rest of them. But it seems that it's no longer a valuable trait. I'm just still kind of concerned about the younger generation. Do you see them, hopefully, yet? I mean, there are more, thank God, that are turning right, but will there be enough of them, do you think?
Well, I think that it might be. It's hard to tell nowadays because you got a lot of young people that are, they're awake. They understand what's going on. They are more politically conservative. Then you got some that aren't. You got some that are pretty much far left. So it could be 50-50, maybe. I can't really tell. I think that time will tell. Once they get to be adults and they get out there and they start, voting more and running for office, then you'll be able to see what's really going on.
Yeah, I just keep wondering when the millennials, in the next decade, where we're not that far away, when they're going to start turning 40, what are they going to, I'm wondering, would that be enough of a reality jolt? That would be interesting to see. Because I think sometimes age, it's not. I mean, hopefully, we get older and get wiser. But I thought just the idea that, my God, I'm aging. I'm not a kid anymore. With that awareness, I'm hoping that they have that kind of awareness. But it's difficult to see maybe now. I think just because they seem to be overrunning the campuses and everything like that, where maybe it's hard to know what's really going on. So I'm hoping that you have a very calming view it. I think that I appreciate. So I guess time will just tell. Yeah, I have to run again. I'm at work, so I have to cut it short. But again, I love your show, and really all the best. Okay, bye.
Thank you for the call. All right, thank you, Holly, for the call. Most certainly appreciate her, and thank y'all for being here. Appreciate you guys as well. 100%. Yeah, we'll see what happens with the future generation as we progress, but I'm enthusiastic about the younger generation. These kids, high school, college, these guys are really awake. They understand a lot more than I did when I was their age. They're really in tune with what's going on. They're watching alternative media. They're watching traditional media, and they're drawing their own conclusions about specific things that are happening right now in the world. Hey, yeah, you got to stay hydrated. When you're talking for hours, you got to stay hydrated. You don't want to be like Hillary Clinton going on Howard Stern, coughing both of her lungs up. How do you have a cough that lasts for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, a decade, consistently, like coughing for an hour almost at a time? For somebody on your line, I'm speaking to.
Hello. Hey, Anthony, how you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good, Anthony. I heard your video the other day, Anthony.
What video was that?
When you were talking about my trans sister in Australia playing football.
Oh, you're talking about that big 6'2", 220-pound man?
Excuse me, Anthony. That is a woman, Anthony. That is all woman. 6 feet, 300 pounds, all muscle, whatever. She is a woman, Anthony.
I can't tell.
Well, you should. But anywho, why you made the other video about Kamala, Anthony?
About who?
Kamala Harris, Anthony.
Oh yeah, she
because she had to drop out the campaign.
And she dropped out. Y'all not supporting her enough.
I was supporting her. I was supporting her and P Booty, Anthony.
And who was the other person?
P Booty. You know who he is.
Well, hey, apparently not enough people were supporting them because she said she ain't had no more money and she couldn't keep going. They're supporting the Pete Booty though.
That's where my money was going, Anthony. I give all my money to P Booty because I wanted him to win. He's gonna win. He's gonna be our next president.
I don't know about that one. He's not polling as high as Joe Biden and Pocahontas and Bernie Sanders.
Whatever, Anthony. He is polling, Anthony. I can tell you that. But anywho,
we'll see.
And he is gonna win. And your next president will be from the LGBTQ ABCDEFGARU all the times. Why?
Well, I don't know about that one. I mean, what do you think about Booty Gig polling at like 0% among the black community? How you feel about that?
Well, Anthony, he can. I don't want to think about that right now, Anthony. Because we're going to get him over the hump. We're going to get him over there. Don't you worry about that, Anthony. We will get up in there and get it over there, okay, Anthony?
I'm sure you will.
Who?
Go ahead.
I know we will, Anthony. Well, you sitting there with your orange shirt on. But anywho, Anthony, when you going back to the White House, Anthony?
I don't know. Whenever they invite me back, and if I can make it, I'll definitely be there.
When you coming back to Atlanta, Anthony?
Hey, who knows? I could be in Atlanta at any point in time. You never know.
Well, you better call me, Anthony. Let me know, Anthony. So I come to meet you at Hartsville Atlanta Airport, Anthony, and give you a hug, Anthony.
Look, sir, I don't have your phone number.
Excuse me, Anthony. It's ma'am, boo.
I'm not going to keep your phone number. I'm not going to call you, so don't even worry about it. If I'm in Atlanta, I'm in Atlanta, and that's it.
If I catch you in Atlanta, you better watch, Anthony, because the gay mafia is coming to get you, Anthony.
Hey, don't worry. Hey, I'm good. Don't do none of that. I'm straight, literally and figuratively.
Anthony, you can't tell us what to do when you come to Atlanta. It's our city, Anthony. We're gonna catch you and we're gonna put a new shine on your bald head, Anthony.
I think not. Go ahead.
Whatever, Anthony. You ain't seen my favorite peoples, Anthony.
Who would that be?
You know who I'm talking about, Anthony. I ain't see him in the room, Anthony. Where's my friends, Anthony?
I do not know who you're talking about.
You know who I'm talking about, Anthony. Kevin from Kevin's Corner with that big burly beard and that nice shiny black ball.
All right, look. Family show. You can't be doing stuff like that now.
Oh, well, sorry, Anthony. But what about my other friend, Anthony? You know who I'm talking about, Anthony.
I don't know anything about that.
You know who I'm talking about, Anthony. Say his name, Anthony.
No, thank you.
Say his name, Anthony.
Look, I said no, thank you.
It's Amazing Lucas, Anthony. Ooh, I hear his name. I just don't know what to do. Oh.
Oh, okay.
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 I'm finna go because I got to go out here and help make Atlanta great again.
All right. Thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate it.
Okay, Anthony, Brian, he loved me. I'll talk with you next time, Anthony.
All right. Bye. Oh, boy. That's not Lucas, though. I've confirmed that's not Lucas because Lucas was streaming one time while that guy was on. I don't know who that guy is, but he always calls and trolls, acting crazy, talking about Lucas and Kevin. I don't know who that is. But, sir, your phone calls are hilarious to me. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that one. Yo, people are crazy. Y'all are wild out there. Y'all creative with some of these troll calls. All right. Matter of fact, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. I think I'm done because we're right at about 10:56. Thank y'all for being here. I definitely appreciate you. Shout out to everybody for joining the show. You guys have been great. As always, you're always great. Thank you to the moderators, of course. We got Michelle A., Ansel, Bill from the Hills, Elijah Jean, the whole squad. Thank you for being here, Shreebs, all you guys. Sushi, of course. I see you in the chat, boss. Michelle A., all you guys do a great job keeping them trolls in check. And shout out to the super chatters. Did I get everybody that I was supposed to get? Oh, yeah. Hold on. I think I got one more. Let me just refresh right quick. Thank you to Terry, who says, thanks for all you do to promote the truth, ABL. Hey, I'm just doing my part. And without yourself and everyone else, it couldn't be possible for me to do what I do. So thank you for what you do. I definitely appreciate it. Thank you for your super chat as well. That'll be a wrap for me. I'll be back doing a live show on Saturday. But, of course, I have, pre-recorders all throughout the week. I'll be putting out stuff tomorrow. I may talk about the Barron Trump testimony from that crazy lady. I may talk about that tomorrow. Maybe not, but I'll figure out something to do tomorrow. Usually I put out 2 videos every day that have been pre-recorded. And, of course, a live stream will be Saturday of this week. Like the video, share the video. And if you're not subscribed yet, go ahead and do that right now. I definitely appreciate it. And that is pretty much all I got. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.